Hello, everyone. This is Katana. Katana's here today. Yeah. I'm Veronica Bartolini with Codebreaker Real Talk, and I have Chad Cooper and Cosmic Mama, and we're just gonna do a ranting session on some dreams that we've had and the conference, and that I just got activated again. So about 2 weeks ago, I decided to dye my hair blue. It's called Starry Night because my hair had half of it had fallen off. Let me show you. I'm not lying. This is just one of the little bags here.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
This is just one. Okay, so I filled a Target bag full of my hair. This is my hair, guys. This is my hair. And I bury my hair. It has DNA. So this is part of my hair that kept falling off, and a whole bag, like, Target shopping bag of full of that. And I thought I had already buried all of it, but I found it yesterday. So for the past 2 days, I've been feeling really irritated and mad because of what's going on with, stuff in the conference. This person took down 3 videos, and James Ring, okay? And there was a incident where a thumb drive was mailed, and I haven't told anyone. Alyssa knows what we're talking about here. The Zenders know. And it came back to me. I mailed it May 11th, and it came back to me like 4 days ago without the thumb drive, and they had opened it on the side. So something's going on. We think that our phones have been hacked, but anyway, I think this is why Katana's back. So last night I went to a birthday party with my sister. Her name is also Veronica, the girl, and we usually go and see her like on Halloween, her birthday, or Mother's Day. She's very big time in the community, in the Hispanic community, so we support each other. And so after that, my sister's like, "Hey, let's go to a certain place," and I'm like, "Okay, let's go dance. We can dance a little bit more because I couldn't dance the whole night yet. I did some, but um, I would take breaks, things like that." So when we went to this restaurant place, um, I found there was a group of people from another country. I'm not gonna say where because they might be watching. Hello, hola. And one of them had a red hat, black shirt, and a red pants and red tennies. And was dark, just like the dark that I like. I mean, all women like dark, white, whatever kind of color, right? But he was like the dark that I like. And something was like, no, I've already gone celibate. I can't, do anything at all anyway. I don't want a relationship, right? But I did want to dance with him, and we danced. And as soon as I felt his energy, it was like really electrifying, and he felt mine. And I'm like, do I know you? It's just weird. I thought, oh, it's going to be another CIA love bite. But I'm not, I don't have his number. He doesn't have mine. It was just a hi, welcome to the country. I'm glad you're here. And I'm like, why did I have to meet him? And so last night, this morning when I woke up, because I got home about 12:34 a.m. And then I had my sister drive me because I can't stay out right now. I can't stay out till 2 in the morning, not right now. I don't need to. But I felt a lot of pain, a lot of physical pain. And I'm like, I didn't even drink. I drank water with lemon, but all the women were drinking, like big time, like double, triple shots, throughout the whole night. And I felt like I feel it in my aura, like if I was like if I had drank the night before, this is not right, you know, and this is not right. And I was mad this morning. I was like kind of in a bad mood, not as bad as the Hulk. Go ahead, Jen.
Any marks on your body?
I haven't checked.
Because that sounds like, this sounds like you got knocked out.
Now, what I'm hurting is the part of my legs have never hurt like this. Instead of the regular, like kind of like the hips and the back of your thigh, kind of when you walk, on your knees, and maybe the top of your foot. That's the kind of hurt I have from walking. But this is a different kind of hurt. This is like between the thighs in the front area, And just, I don't, this is, I don't feel, I don't know. It's just hard. Anyway, just a lot of pain that I've never felt. I don't, I don't know. This is just weird. But anyway, so I feel he activated me, and I'm here now because I mean no bullshit when it comes to the secret space program and my friends. I've already given people second chances because I do believe in second chances, but a third one, no, I will not. Then I was watching Max Spears again. I feel he's still here with me. I was watching him and with Miles Johnston, and guess what he had? He had the dragon. I've had this dragon since
Yeah.
2021, and then last night I was given a key. I was given a key because these decorations on candies had a flower and a key. And I'm like, oh, Max talks about having the key and the dragon. And once you have the key and the dragon, you're set. And I'm like, I'm going home after this, after whatever we have to do with the war, whatever, because I'm still here for that. But I'm like, and he was showing Miles Johnston, it's like a castle that they were in, and I'm like, fuck. Well, I had a memory that I am. Let me read it. I am the high priestess of the House of Orange, warrior kings of the House of Gibraltar. And I wrote that on the 1st of July of this year. And so I remembered after that, I'm like, holy shit, because I've been having dreams of the House of Orange, who I am. I'm like this vampire being, but Andromeda kind of, I don't know how to explain it. And then Jessica Morocco was saying that she had seen that they had taken me and that I was wearing a dress up to here, like a maroon, real pretty, that they had put something on my head. They took me because of my abilities. And also, Our Lady also saw that in one of her dreams as far as the dress and all that. And I was in a castle. It was kind of weird. Maybe I was in Gibraltar, maybe I was in Corsica. I don't know because my family comes in Corsica. But last night I had a dream, Chad, of us. But it looked just like you, like how you're dressed right now. But like just but the little checker the shirt was like little checkers, blue white like that, and you had on like tan pants. I was looking, there was okay, this is kind of weird because it could be another timeline, I don't know. But there was this lady on a hill that had a house there, kind of like maybe a mobile home house. Okay. She had a lot of things. She said, I need to sell this. And I opened it, and it was a beautiful electric red guitar that I used to have when I was trained, I was in 8th grade. I was 14. And Tom Petty from the University of Arizona taught me, and David Maldonado, who is famous now flamenco player at Las Vegas. He's my buddy. We played guitar. We learned how to play guitar, and we were, doing concerts with him and everything. So later on, I wanted to play the electric guitar. So I got myself an electric guitar. So it was in a dream. And I was like, why are you going to get rid of your electric guitar? And why are you going to get rid of all your instruments, your things that you want? She kept saying, oh, because the guy, my now husband wants me to get rid of it because I need to pay the rent. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Like, this is your stuff, And then the lady disappears, and there's this couple that comes and wants a ring. Now I have a ring that I just purchased at the cancer center 3 months ago, and to reward me for battling through the cancer. I still have 4 active tumor stage 3, but they're too small, and they're so small they can't really take them out right now. And 1 in the lungs, 1 in the liver, and 2 in, where. So I bought myself the ring. It looks like a beautiful marquee wedding ring, like all around. It has diamonds and stuff. And I wear it once in a while. And it's fake, okay? But I love it. One day I said, I'm going to have a ring like that. So in the dream, I'm looking for that ring. And Chad is sitting in front of me looking through bags. He's like, is it this one? Is it in here? And we're still at the lady's house. And I'm like, I can't find the ring, Chad. But I didn't know it was Chad until the end. Okay. He looked just like him. And then one of the couple has like brown wavy hair. kind of heavy set, and then there's a lady next to him who's thin with brown long hair, and I'm like, these people must have been remote viewing me while I was sleeping or some shit, because they're laying down looking at the rings, and I'm like, do you want to buy this ring? I go, this is silver, it has all the gems. And then Chad kept giving me these crystal earrings, pink and real beautiful, and I'm like, well, maybe they want to buy this, I don't know, but they wanted that ring and I couldn't find it. So then I said, hey Chad, I didn't say Chad, but I go, hey, so I'm gonna go, all right, I'm gonna go to my house, to our place, because we had a place, and I'm gonna look for it. And in my mind, it seemed like a Target. I had to look for this beige, white, beautiful purse like that. And it was like, had like a little thing on the top, like old school. And when I opened it, I found the ring. Now in the kitchen, there's a man. I can't see his face, but he says, why don't you just go ahead and keep it? The couple left. And then you show up. My sister and Chad were walking back to the house. My sister and my mom, I don't know what they were doing in the dream, but but Chad's like, you know what? Just wear it. And then you put it on my left hand, and then we were hugging. And then I woke up so happy knowing that I found someone to love me for who I am that doesn't have to, change me. So in the dream, it was Chad and me. It could be another reality. I don't know. But when I put the ring on, I found the ring, you guys. So there's something to do with, Lord of the Rings, la 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 la. And then I found the key last night to the dragon that I've had. And it has a rose, right? Because it's Mary Magdalene bloodline. So I'll have you guys talk now. Who wants to go first?
Oh, I was just thinking, sounds like you were activated and abducted, maybe. And the dream has something to do with something, a cover-up memory, maybe. I don't know, or it's yeah, because I'm also talking to other people, and I was told last night that I would get hit by the dark rays. I don't think I did. I mean, no sign of it. So I didn't sleep real well. So, I think there's just a lot of activity going on around us, especially in regards to, the full disclosure now conference and everything going on. I think there's been a lot of threats, and then I think there's a lot of just activity around us in general, so that might have something to do with it.
Did you, Chad and Lady Erika, did you guys watch Carrie Cassidy when she said that the Pleiadians were once some of the Anunnaki, some of the Anunnaki were once Pleiadian and didn't fight well against, they lost against the Draco, and they gave in other words. They
okay, because I understand the Anunnaki to be a cross between the Draco and the Pleiadians, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're thinking, Erica? I think you're unmuted, Erica.
I am unmuted, and I thought they were. Okay, so you said between the Pleiadians and the Dracos, not the Orions and the Dracos? Or
let me read what.
Oh, wait a minute. The planet.
I think the Orion and the Dracos is
Sirius. I'm sorry, I meant to say Sirius. Sirius and Pleiadians, like that they became. I know that whatever happened, they became hybrids and they couldn't take the density. But I do want to go back to what Chris was saying. Every time we go to the conferences and we begin to connect, crazy things begin to happen. Because not everybody went in 2022 to the event in Orlando, but as we were there, to my understanding, over 200 ships gathered and 14 separate ET families connected. And I know for myself, I was in an extreme love bubble, and a lot of people experience time differently. Clocks, people's phone times were changing and things like that. And so for this one, it's funny because I got to the conference and I was a little bit edgy with the facility because I don't know, I just felt something abrupt, like rough. Like when you come to a place and you're like, I don't know if I like this, But then I feel like our energy just transversed whatever was there. And it just became more and more of a love bubble for some of us, not all, but very many. And I'm gonna tell you what happened to me yesterday. I went on my normal little walk that I do to pick up my little peacock feathers. I swear I just dropped my stuff in the car and I saw the peacocks in my yard and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go get my feathers. And I went to walk to the church next door, and behind the church, they got new shrubs. And I get that. You planted some new shrubs. Now, all of a sudden, there's a manhole cover over here. And I'm like, I walk this way every day, right after they cut the grass, when the grass is thick, when the grass is thin. I have never seen a manhole cover over there. This is my second incidence with a manhole cover appearing and disappearing
Oh,
in my lifetime.
oh.
And I was like, I'm not stupid. Take a picture of this, keep going. But this was not here before.
Time travel. Time travel.
So
today I thought it was Sunday. It's not Sunday. It's Saturday. All day I've been thinking today's Sunday.
And I was feeling so hyped while I was there. And when I got home,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I felt like, oh my God. I thought you'd have thought I'd had a lover's weekend, honestly, because the way that I felt, when you get your groove on all weekend and you're feeling all love bubbly and your body, your hips move different. And I was like, damn, I ain't getting no action like that. But my body was feeling all relaxed and my hips were moving. And I was like, damn. And even during the conference, I did have a little incidents where I was like, oh my God, I feel a little extra lovey right now. It was like what just happened? And we can talk later about the other manhole cover incident. But I just want to say, yeah, we definitely created some type of shift, some type of change. Some people became completely polarized to be like, I don't like anyone here, or this is dark. And you're like, what are you talking about? What's going on with you?
Yeah. What's your hair that, yeah.
You're talking about some stuff, but what's happening with you? Because everybody wasn't feeling that. It seems to be you. So.
Yes. And I think I know who you're talking about. But anyway, in 2021, when I was in Vegas, the elevators went out. All of them except for 2. All of us were there. The second day when all of us SSP were there, boom, out. We only had one elevator on one side of the place, and it was a Hilton hotel, but it was actually a gate, Westgate or something. And we all know that all of the rooms and Hiltons and all that are connected, and the gates, the West gates are. But now this is so weird. Okay, I sent a picture to Chad, and I've shown it before. Miles Johnson was talking about these kids that saw a bunch of TR3Bs in the trees. Okay, and I'm like, I had a memory in 2018, I believe, or 2017, that there's these, I see that all these kids are in a row, and one of the little girls has like this little lamb with her, and there's the German fleet, but it's like a regular green airplane, and they're in green berets and things like that. And then I see that there's this spaceship that just lands but it looks just like the Endeavor, but instead of like having the wings this way, it was just oblong, round like this, and it had a window on top. And then I ran because they were after me. So I ran from there and I turned back and I saw 2 suns, two, like it was the sun and then a black hole, like it was 2 suns. And I'm like, I woke up and I'm thinking, I wonder if that could be the same incident that was there with the one that Miles was talking about. I don't know. But anyway, I wrote down what Cassidy said. The Anunnaki failed when the Battle of the Draco-Reptilian. They, Anunnaki, are part of Draco-Reptilian and humanoid Pleiadians. that that just pretty much gave up and didn't continue fighting. So they kind of took their side, you know. And then she talks about how they put a frequency fence around us through Solar Warden to make us old. It's called Interstellar Space Free, Patrolling Our Galaxy Solar Warden. Sorry, Solar Warden didn't put the fence. I just wrote it right along. Solar Warden is an interstellar space force patrolling our galaxy, our solar system. Well, I was part of Solar Warden too. So it's just a lot of things that Miles and Carrie spoke about. I had already heard a few things, but it's like, dang, this shit is real. You know, and last night I met a lady, her name was also Veronica. There's 5 Veronicas. Is that a coincidence? She told me that her brother just recently died. He used to have epileptic attacks. And when he would have the epileptic attacks, he would have to smoke his weed. So that way, you know, the seizures wouldn't come as much. But he said he would see the aliens too, and in his dreams too. And she's also seen a lot of things. She doesn't smoke weed, but what I'm saying is she understood everything I was telling her, everything that we talk about here. So some people are waking up and others are like saying, you're delusional, you know? They also talked about the Ohio grave digging dogmen. I know I'm part of that program. Carrie Cassidy said that the X-Men, it's gonna be like an X-Men scenario, that the movie Logan is real, that Logan was, you know, the one with the Wolverine. I also associate with him, but he saved a girl from Mexico because she had abilities. So Carrie said that the people that they're letting in, the children and the people that are letting in, they're because of their melanin dominant and Latino mix, that supposedly that, you know, they have these abilities to move things. And you know, we all can move, you know, our energy and blow things up if we want to. Or like the other day, there was a white winged dove. Huh? Yeah, we're
They're
hybrids.
hybrid. Yeah, of the grays, right? So that's why they can move things or something. Hybrids.
Yeah, and I have gray from the dolphin. Huh?
Oh, I just wasn't going to go there with hybridization.
Hybridization. Yeah. So a lot of
I
us
feel
are
so
hybrids.
slow. I never related the whole idea of Wolverine being a dog man. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, and I have that. And Chad put a picture up on how I looked, but he sent it to my daughter. My daughter's like, "Don't worry, Mama. Don't worry, Mom. Tell him I'm used to seeing you and your, you know."
Okay. Now, I've also heard of these dogmen being in caves deep in the woods with satanic stuff around it because it's SSP connected, right? And they're kind of ritualistic, and and they do set them out to hunt. I think there's that story from the remote viewer, Jessica Jones, but she didn't say anything about the, you know, the cave where the dogman came from, but I think there's an.
They
Well,
want.
there is she discusses the fact that the dumbs and the state forests and the missing people at the state forests are all connected with the dogman phenomenon. So she does talk about that. That was mind-blowing to me too, because I mean, they're the pets, right? And I guess she even discussed one person missing like 90% of their skin and no one talking about it, and all these cases on missing 911. So it was very eye-opening, her presentation.
Yeah, it's the adrenochrome. She talks about the national forest. The 2 hyenas were trained assassins either on escaped or let to leave the facility underground, the national park, mauled 2 men, 2 women, quote unquote, she says, what were left out to feed. And it's called the Dogmen grading program. The big 3 dogmen are from the 1950s that they named dogmen, Sasquatch, and werewolves. I'm part of the werewolves. Lola came to me in a dream, 2017. She was a white wolf. She had 2 little gray markings here. She had all kinds of little dogs behind her. She called me mother. She's with me now. She's been my emotional support dog for 2 years, and we are like this. We're imprinted. I don't know how to. Then I have 2 cats that are imprinted. So it's like, anyway, she was talking about the Chimera underground base in Missouri, making dogmen underground. It's called the DAX, I think, Docs Machina Dogmen. The Watcher SSP, there's different types of wolves, bipedal, 7-foot hyena men, werewolves like Sasquatch, like Patty. She's beautiful, Patty. I can't believe what they did to her. And then there's some that are apes, beasts of 7 feet or taller. In Coronado was like 7 to 9 feet tall, baboons, the beast of the land between the lakes she talks about. So this shit is real, guys.
And then there's the series, which are the dog-headed men, right? I mean, so then we got and I know people that have seen them before too, the dog-headed aliens. And then you got
the dog-headed aliens come from Egypt.
It's silly, but I guess she taught us so much because I didn't even know she told us that the hyenas aren't the same as dogmen, like they're a whole different species. So just watching her just ended up learning so much. And she talked about those other guys, the ones with the head inside their chest.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I have posted pictures on
I don't know
Instagram
anything.
about them. Yeah, they have the armor, Chad, remember? And then they have the guy coming out in the middle. And they don't have, their eyes are blinded. They have this like thing on their eyes to blind, remember?
Yeah, I would like to point out though that she did pay reference to David Paulides in Missing 411,
Good.
KNM projects. Yeah, and that's where I get a lot of my information from with the Missing 411 because he does report and go out there. The news doesn't do anything about, like you said, with the people that go missing and the person with 90% of their flesh missing and stuff. But he does. He goes out there and he shows you the areas. He does the report on it. He gives you their names. And so she did pay high reference to him, and he is a good one to watch in regards to that. And missing trail cams, I just like watching through those too. There's one guy I think called Max Factor or something. I got to figure out. I'm sorry, I think I have his name wrong. But he, anyways, they catch a lot of unique things on hidden trail cams at night, cryptids and stuff like that she was talking about. And then there is the place I'm going to take you, Veronica, in Oregon, where the little people sit, because I know how to. I like to walk in the woods. I'm somebody that goes out there and searches.
I love to walk in the yep.
So I found where they sit, their nesting area and their little signs and stuff. So I'm going to show that to Veronica. But you can go out in the woods just pretty much anywhere where you are. I think Colorado Bigfoot is a good resource because he does show you the signs to look for with the trees crossing and bending. I think Jessica Jones did show us a picture of some trees bending in there. And the things that you can look for with Sasquatches, and even the trees that are bent, like they broke them or something, is usually pointing to an area or something. So if you follow those, you learn, and then the trees that crisscross and everything, I could see those in Oregon a lot too. And I'd go sit in their sitting areas. And you could always sense, they could sense you were around, when you were aware of them, they were aware of you, sort of.
The visions that I've had with the Sasquatch, to me, they were good. I got along with them. I was telepathic with them in like 2019. But this is weird, like how we're talking about I went to Yosemite in May of 2021. My friend, we don't talk anymore, which is weird, but she paid for a whole week for me to be there because she was going to take me to Yosemite. And then because I'm a veteran, I got in free. I thought that was cool, but she's like, I shouldn't have let you bring your phone. And we witnessed a couple getting married by the waterfall. And her and her husband was CIA. He had 9 CIA patents, and they wouldn't let me bring my phone to the table to eat. And they had like an Airbnb, so it was attached to the house. So I was like isolated in one of the rooms. I did have a bathroom, but I couldn't bring any food with me or anything. I can only like eat when they ate. And I felt used and isolated. And so that's when I called one of my friends who has a motorcycle, come get me. I can't be here anymore. So he came to get me and I left. But I haven't talked to her since. And she was going to have me go on the show with Carrie Cassidy because she said she was really good friends with her. But I never, I don't know, man. It's just weird. That's good. That could be Chad part of the CIA Love Bite book. Because it doesn't have to be a love thing, like a sexual thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Carrie Cassidy also talks about the EBS thing, the electronic broadcasting system. And when we had one of the 18 shows that we did with Tom Althouse, he said to not go to the stadiums because they're pretty much FEMA. They're gonna trick people to say, hey, we got you, the kids, we got the teachers here, we got medical here, come over, you'll be safe. And then boom, they'll either take you out or take you off planet to feed the aliens. That's it's this shit is like
Well, there's also there's also Daniel Brinkley, who is talking. Remember, he's the one that died twice, got struck by lightning, and he marked off 12 boxes about his predictions because they showed him the next 50 years or something. And so they said, if all of this comes true, then we're in really big trouble. Because everything you're saying, I think, is in part of his book, and it was what was it called? It was called Saved by the Light, I believe, is the book he wrote, and they made a movie on his life, remember, and it's the second most seen ever on television, aside from O.J. Simpson or something like that. So
I need to check them out then.
Yeah, for sure. And anyways.
Yeah,
so he had predictions, and right now the chip going in, I don't know if the arenas were in it or not, but there's a lot of things. And he says that we've now marked off all 12 boxes. It's been 50 years. And so now there is proof that there's life after death, because he says because they told him in 50 years, if we can't mark these boxes off, then, there's no proof of life after death because he died. And they showed him what's going to happen and sent him back. So, so you're right. I mean, I'm going to listen to the book.
Yeah, I need to check them out. When I had, the darn near-death experience, like when I had to kill those Hindu beings that were trying to take my soul, and then I, see the white light, and I open the freaking door, and I'm here with my dad. The beings are gone, and my dad's like, no te puedes quedar aquí, mijita. You cannot stay here, my love, my darling. You have to go back because you have kids, and you're not done. And I didn't want to come back. But I'm here. I'm glad for my kids and you guys. But the one of the memories that came after I woke up to watching Max Spears and Casbald, I have memories being with them in Dulce and there's these bird men. And when Eisenhower was talking about, she called them the avians. I'm like, holy fuck, there was one time that there was 3 men that took me. One was in a black suit and the other 2 were bird men. They had the beak and they had different colors of their skin was some like leaves like the toucan, kind of like the toucan bird, but they were bird men. And they were taking me, I don't know if it was up or down, but it was like this elevator and it had windows. And I'm like, am I in fucking Dulce? So I feel I was in Dulce. That feels like Dulce base. That's what it feels like. And one of the memories that I have is there's gonna be a dam that breaks or some shit. And what I saw is west. In my brain, I see this side of the map. I see west from where I am. I'm in Arizona. I see California. I see somewhere in the west. Okay. I'm looking at this vision in my dream. I'm experiencing it. I'm watching this wave go back. and then it's dry land, and people and animals are coming out of the freaking water. And me and my friends, you know, whoever you guys are, we were wearing our Mars suits, our black suits. And I told everybody, okay, bring the people here. And we all had them sit down. Susan was there. I've told Susan long about this. There's anywhere from 3 to 5 screens, and they had to look at something. Then I go give Susan some paperwork, and we high five. And then I go to there's like a 3rd floor. And then that's when I see this dude that he looks like Warner Von Braun, one of Bush's grandfather. Then he gives me something, and I go very, very small. And then he transfers into this kind of like gray alien with big old double, triple glasses that you can't really see, and an Italian hat, like those hats that you wear, the fedora, but not really. Not a fedora. It's one of those Italian flatter. And he says, I'm sorry for what I did to you. He gives me a hug, and then I grow myself up again. He leaves. I turn to the right. That's when my daughter gives me the red button. Here, Mom. And I open the side of the ship. It goes, shh, shh. There's two doors, 2 silver doors. I go in there. And like I've said this many times, there's Hillary Clinton, held catatonic, like if she was going to go on a roller coaster ride, right? Those harnesses things. And there's other officials there.
Okay. This goes along with what Carrie Cassidy was saying, with there still being tribunals then, and maybe this is how they're happening. You know, I mean, that sounds like
I pushed the button, and my ex-husband was there too, because my daughter said, am I ever going to see Dad? And I'm like, yeah, maybe, you know. And I blasted them off, and they just took off. And then I wake up. So maybe there is the tribunals going on. Maybe that's how they're doing it. They're holding them catatonic, frozen.
Well, you know, I want to hear what Erika has to say too, but I think we can all agree that something's got to happen, or something's gonna happen, and it's right on our doorstep. You know, I felt it was gonna happen before the last election, because I thought, well, how can this be? You know, 4 years? No way. This isn't possible. It's gonna have to happen now, and it didn't. And everything went quiet. And Carrie Cassidy explained that too. She said they were advised that humanity wasn't ready for it, to pull back. And so I sensed it, and I think everybody did. It was like, wait a minute, there was momentum, and there was this, and then we just backed out, you know. And so now here we get ready to go forward again, full force, and they got to stop that. So there's going to be something that happens, right? I mean, she was saying that something was showing up on the algorithms with the AI computer program or something that predicts up and coming events and stuff. And so she said she felt it was a wave. You know, it could have been what you saw, or she felt it was going to be Project Blue Stream. So
there's also Project Poseidon. I think that's what I saw. But go ahead, Lady Erika, because I know she was talking about, you did hear Carrie, right?
I did not.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
It was hard because because we're like balancing between 2 separate rooms, and then I'm like in one room. Sometimes I'm emceeing or something like that, or attempting to. And so I didn't get to see Carrie. And I know there's concerns for people that they feel like the timeline isn't moving as quickly or the way that we like, and it just gets to be us using our eyes on this level, boots on the ground, that you feel it should be done this way and at this time. But the picture is so big and so complicated that, you know, if you had a ship and it did have 7-8 billion people on it, how do you meet the needs of all the people all at once? So then it just becomes this very complicated picture, I think, that is going to move a lot slower than we desire. You know what I mean? As we begin to one by one come to the understanding and of knowing what is really happening on the planet, that we quickly decide, let's do it now. But then there's always this factor that someone was waiting on you for 10 years, 20 years to be like, hey, I hope she gets it, you know? Like when my sister first tells me about something new, and at that time I'm not ready to hear it. And then 5 years later, I'm like, oh yeah. And she says, I told you about that 5 years ago. And you're like, oh, it didn't register at all. You know what I mean? It's like, it's as if no one ever told you until this one moment when it finally just clicks for you. And I believe that this is just continuously happening in waves, and it's very difficult for us to stand by and wait. But I just encourage people, like, don't think that you need to be waiting. Get busy doing. Like, how long do you want to wait for Nasara Jasara? But when I first was introduced to the concept, I was pretty excited about it. I believe in some way it's going to happen in some way, but it's not going to be on my timeline as I desire. And so what do I do now while I'm waiting? So that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm just encouraging people, get busy living, get busy making things happen that just appear magical, because understanding even Nasara Jasara and what is our birthright. Now, if I operate with this new mindset, I can make all kinds of amazing things happen. Like this conference, I was like, oh my God, this is no way. 7 months, you're not going to plan this, and it's not going to work. And why don't we wait 2 years? And then it's like, oh my God, this was amazing, you know?
Mhm.
So I don't know. I have a difficult way of, I have a different way of viewing it. And I really stepped
Yeah,
back from a lot of stuff since
yeah.
2020, 2021. Really, I've stepped back a lot on
But
the
I
intake.
appreciate different perspectives. We appreciate different perspectives because I do see that there's one perspective that is with positive thinking. And if we can focus on the right timeline strong enough that we can bypass, a turmoil in the future. But I think we're at the point now where we need to brace for impact. And the positive thinking and the positive timeline is getting through it. And maybe Nasara and Jasara is on the other side of it, but I feel like something interrupts between this beautiful thing that's supposed to happen unfolding before us, because the other side isn't just going to allow it. And I think that's me using my logical mind. Like, they're not just going to allow this to happen. They've got to do something. And here it comes.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't think it's a thing of like butterfly wings and fluffy, fuzzy feelings. I certainly don't think that. It is,
Mhm.
but it's gonna be too, I remember right after the election when people were like, you're fucking kidding me. This is no, really. And as time goes by, you're like, no, seriously, we're seriously not doing this.
I was mad. I was like, what do you mean?
Discouraged. I had people who like disconnect completely, go off and say forget it all, and it was like, wait a minute, no, you can't rock the boat that hard and just completely give up on it, because I feel like we still have to chip away, but now we're chipping away on a bigger way, you know what I mean, a bigger way, not in the fashion of, because I really feel like people are getting to the point where they want to wait for miracles to happen instead of making the miracles happen. And somehow we're opening the door by making miracles happen. And so this is the way we push through the door to get to the place where you desire is. So it's not just this light and fluffy feelings, because it's very difficult to cope with anxiety and depression. And my God, to watch the ridiculous things that have been happening for the last 3 years. Every person that this man has put into any committee is, someone, the guy in charge of power is stealing suitcases and dressing like a woman and stealing women's clothes. There's been every sign that, is this a fucking joke or what? Like there's been so many, like, but even with that, people still are like holding on to this idea of the Democratic Party is going to help save us. So it's like, yeah, these people are not ready. So,
Yeah.
I'm
Carrie
gonna tell you
Cassidy.
this though. One thing, Chris, because me and you, we've never talked, but one thing that I liked in
Chris,
2020,
that must be his altar because you keep calling him Chris.
it says, oh my God, why am I saying that?
It's okay.
Why? I'm so sorry. That's so disrespectful. I'm so
That's
sorry.
fine.
Chad, me and you have
Whatever,
never
Chad.
talked, but Chad, oh God, I think
Okay.
I even
I,
forgot
I
what I was
like having
gonna say.
aliases. I'm telling you, it's all good.
I'm so
You can
sorry.
call me anything you want.
Now I went completely blank now with that because
You'll remember, but what I wanted to say is Carrie Cassidy says that this Jasara Nassar is bullshit. That it's part of the Illuminati to
well,
kind of
anything where you're rushing people to sign NDAs, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought we were trying to get out of being legalistic, and why would we go to places to sign NDAs to have more money than the other
yeah.
person? If everything's supposed to be back to square one in fairness, why were we doing that? And so I kind of like kept my mouth closed on that one, like,
You keeping your mouth closed? I don't think so.
I kept my mouth closed. I didn't really say a whole bunch.
Proud of you.
But if that's what people want to participate in, like we gotta just some
Yeah.
of this is really just allowing people to have it their way.
So I would like
McDonald's.
to say that I would like to say that I am on the troop of positive thinking and like you said, it's not the butterflies and everything, but positive thinking and light, because I do think that is what gets us through it. I don't know that it prevents it. I think we're on course for impact.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully,
I have a
we get
feeling too.
deflected. You never know. God works in mysterious ways. I'm just saying, but it's just or the God of your understanding. But I think we are kind of like thinking that, this assassination attempt already, it's just like step,
Yep.
just a sign of that. So
A lot of that stuff is gonna happen without me.
Why do you say that? I know some of the things that
Oh,
are.
that I'm not gonna get involved in the debates of, is it
Oh
real? Is it
yeah.
fake? Did he lose an ear? Oh, he didn't have an ear. Oh no, he grew
Right.
back an ear. Like there's just a
He
lot
was.
of this.
I think he's a clone because Terry Cassidy says it was not the real Trump that they shot,
no, I
and
don't
she
think
says
so.
that it's
Yeah.
very easy to tell that it wasn't him.
Have been the thing, right? Because you got the yellow tie, the blue tie, and the red tie.
Oh,
So
now the blue tie, it's that guy Vance, and what Carrie has been putting out that I've been sharing with you guys. I don't know if you read it, but
Yeah, Vance
he's
ain't no good.
into adrenochrome.
Mm-hmm.
He is actually Trump's enemy. And Trump, supposedly, Kerry Cassidy says that he likes to put his enemies in up front, that he was part of the adrenochrome chain. I'm like, and he's wearing the blue tie, and he ain't, and we got the red pill, blue pill going on too. You know what I'm saying? So something's going on with that, according to Kerry. She also talked about the QFS quantum physical financial system that Paladin worked on, and that's with the white hats. And I remember long time ago, I've been listening to Carrie like since 2016, and when she first brought on Paladin, I was like, "Come on, Paladin, give us more information, right?" And then when I got after the March 2021 thing, I met this guy, Eric. I'm not gonna say his last name. He's German. He and I started going out, and he had me. I can send you the screenshot of my paper. I still have it physically somewhere, but I have it where he had me write down all my qualifications and had me sign a thing for QFS. And every day we would be listening to the Q movement, oh, now you got to go buy these Zen dollars, you know what I'm saying? And then he came here to see me, and we went to Chase Bank, and he opened up an account for me, and I'm like, what for? He goes, so you can buy your Zen money, because the Zen money is connected to the gold bars from Iran and Iraq from, the Gulf War. And I'm like, I don't know if I want anything to do with this, because it looks like blood money, to me, but I don't know. All I know is that it's part of the QFS thing. And then we went around the city looking for houses, because he said that I was going to be part of the team helping the kids come from the underground bases. They couldn't see the sun. We had to give him special glasses, that I was going to be there as a teacher and also as a coordinator, and that his daughter and someone else was going to be in California and Texas. And it's all a lie. It was all a fucking lie to get me to think that I was going to be part of this QFS thing, to get me, he thought I had money or something.
That's so funny. The first time I met Laura, well, not the first time I met Laura, but like at Journey to Truth, I got to talk to her, and I said, I have to confess, when I first heard about the Galactic Federation and all, and I started meeting different people, I was like, well, where the fuck do you sign up? Where do you get your t-shirt? How do you report for duty? See, like let's what is this about? Like, what is it all about? And she was like, well, I hadn't even found that yet myself. So you know what I mean? Here it is, a lot of people making a lot of absolute claims and a lot of absolute statements for something that we have not seen. A big thing for me in 2020, maybe it was 2021, that I discovered this thing called the Year of the Mouth. And I was like, oh, this is why we're doing this, because 2020 is the year of the mouth. But I was going to review that this year and ended up discovering that it actually was the first year, and it is actually the decade of the mouth. And so understanding that this is the decade of the mouth, we have 10 years. There's not going to be it's not going to be a quick, easy Band-Aid ripping off. There's going to be 10 years of shit getting even nastier and uglier right in front of your face. We got 6 more years to go. We're in the middle of the solar cycle that doesn't even land until the end of 2025, beginning of 2026, for these galactic upgrades that we're going to have. And then, here it is. I think it's a stretched out picture for us when we look at what this is about.
Just remember, to those
it's going to get darker. It's going to get dark.
Yes. What they're saying, and they said brace yourself. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know that we can avoid that timeline, but I think with positivity we can get through it. We can be pillars, right? But I don't know.
I don't think you're going to want to look at it, Chad. I don't think you're going to want to look at all of it. And that's just why I'm saying, like, you're going to have to focus on what it is that your plans, your schools, your books, your classes, your training, because there's going to be some really soft, vulnerable people that's going to have to be taken care of in this process. And some of us who are on this side, we're still sick too. We're dealing with like our attachments and ideas, and then I don't know, have you been noticing that people that look to the left, look to the right, how they say some of these people aren't going to make it, like, even though we're in this thing together, right? There's some people who are looking like us and acting like us, but they're really in like a 4D pocket reality.
And are you talking about background people? Or are you talking about people?
No, I don't think they're necessarily background people. I just think that they look like us and they act like us. And they seem like we were all, they might have been people you looked up to as teachers or in the lead. But then you realize, like, wait a minute, they're kind of playing on a loop too. And they're kind of compromised, or whatever it is that you want to think. You know what I mean? That they're not necessarily flexible. They're not necessarily in our same reality. They look like spiritual individuals doing the same thing and walking the walk, looking as though they're walking the walk. And then when you start looking, they're walking a little bit crooked. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're walking funny, but it's starting to show now. It's like, ooh, I can see your underwear now. Like, I don't know if you've had some people that you thought were like, wait a minute.
Do you think they're aware of each other? I mean, I know energy congregates, and so light will congregate towards light, and then the others will congregate towards themselves in their little pocket, community or whatever, and churches or whatever.
Like we pass through some type of spectrum, like you're saying, like we're going through this spectrum,
Yeah.
And we're able to go through the eye of the needle and come out the other side. And these people aren't coming out on the other side.
Oh
They're
wow, yeah.
stuck at that eye of the needle.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's what I
Unfortunately,
found.
it's nice, but I mean, the analogy was nice. It's not nice that the people are, stuck.
Right. No, I
Um,
gave you a good visual. I get it.
yeah, and do you think, I mean, sometimes we can pull people out but we'll
Found
get
it.
pulled under, right? And so we need to be braced for,
Compassionate, you mean? Being compassionate, not mocking them,
okay,
not talking down about them or trying to hurt them, but
okay,
understanding that they might be, I like to say that too, even from what people that they're calling normies, like there's people who look like they don't understand what's going on and maybe they don't. But the day when they enter the race, they might pass you by because they might have talents, gifts, and ability. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because they're in a they're in a place of stasis at that time. And you're like, oh my God, I wish they would get it. And then you're like, wait a minute, they wrote a book, they did this, they did, oh my God, they're over there doing this over here. And it's like, don't judge because you don't know. You don't know what the plan is for the individuals that are around you. You don't know. And so we're like, no need to talk
yeah,
trash.
yeah.
I bring these weird concepts. I think Sean Bond asked me during the conference, how would you help humanity to reach ascension better? And the first thing I said was, we need to change the food. You know what I mean? Everyone needs better food so that the heart, the stomach, and the mind, so we can build new neural pathways and be healthy and be able to think. But then I said, but what about, this idea that we are all one? On the way to the conference, it really hit me hard. Like the way that I connect with Chad and
Mm-hmm.
Veronica isn't by me reaching out to you to fix you, change you, or hold on to you. But really, if I connect to source, this is how I become one with you. And so for me to help humanity is for me to help myself, right? Because I
And
think we're always trying to look externally on what we can do to or for other people. But what if we're not even supposed to change? But I don't know. I have terrible concepts that people don't like. And one of them is that what if we're not supposed to fix or change anything else? And this is just a place we come to go fuck off. You know what I mean?
No, I just, maybe it's your turn to do that, but me, this is my last
And
time
you know
here.
what? That's just it. Some people, it is for them. It's their turn, and we're like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Wait a minute! I came here to a party. Leave me alone. I'm having my experience." All right, to the left, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
I am happy for you.
No, I got work. I know for me, I got work to do. But what if the work is just more for me than anybody else? Then, I'm doing it. But what if it really is just more for me? Like this, because it's experiences and it's different experiences. And
to
who
me,
takes this job to run into the burning building to save the world? Because we're just so adventurous, We're so adventurous. Chad's gonna pop me later, like, what are you talking about?
Thank you now and see you later.
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying too, because even like when we say like normies and stuff, we are talking. I don't really care for the academically influenced part of that sector, but the more salt of the earth, natural, homegrown, I'm really adamant about protecting, because they like life simple and they like it, and not necessarily, but a lot of them do, they don't want it complicated. So they're not interested in looking into all of this and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean like, oh, they're bad people, or in any sense that they're living a
or
normal,
that they're worthless in this whole thing.
Yeah, no, they're the salt of the earth, and they're doing what we should be doing, family, core, and focusing. But yeah, you can't
you hitting
that,
it.
So right, yeah.
You're totally hitting on that discussion that we had, because I told him there's a show called Carol in the End of the World. And that Carol in the End of the World, everybody knows that they're about to die in 7 months. And other people are like, let's go hang gliding. Some people are like, fuck it, I'm nude. Some people are they're just doing whatever it is they want to do, going to Mexico, going to New York. She wanders into a building and she gets a job. She's still trying to pay bills. And the man who owned the bank sent her check back and said, ma'am, we're not doing this anymore, okay? And thank you so much, but please stop trying to send me checks. But for her, the simplest thing, like one lady at the job said, I just really like the sound of the stapler. And the other girl was like, I just really like going out after work and going to Applebee's. Like, these are the things that made them happy, right? These really simple things. And
Yeah.
so I was at Chick-fil-A one day, and I'm gonna shut up after this because I'm telling you the things that make some people happy. The things that make us fun and exciting, that make us happy, is not what makes everyone happy. And I saw these girls at Chick-fil-A and they were just laughing and joking. They're about 17, 18 years old. And I looked at them and they were actually full of joy. And I said, would I want to go over there and teach them about human trafficking and mess their world up?
Thank
I
you.
don't
Yeah.
think so, because they're already, our whole job is really to anchor in joy, and they already got it.
Mm-hmm.
And at some time in their life, they might be like, what is going on? Because they will become unhappy. But is it my job to rip out the culprit from underneath them and be like, this is the cold, hard world? Because the hardest thing about what we're doing is knowing the dirty, nasty, awful, horrible things that are going on, but trying to anchor in joy while we do what we do, knowing what we know. It's very difficult.
Yeah, well said.
It makes sense. And well, I'm gonna pitch in my little, I love making books.
Ooh, I love it. You make the best books.
I don't know, I just, paper, to me, the trees, paper, that makes me happy. This reminds me of when I was a child, when I was riding the, roller coaster or whatever, the ring around, what do you call it? The carousel. These, when
I want to fly to your house so you can do
oh,
all of that to my hair.
yes. And this
My
is
hair
what
would be like, "Bruh."
right? And this is what I do when I have to shut myself from the world, because I know, like you guys, we know so much that it's like I get like, what else can I do? I can't do anything anymore right now. Right now, I need to concentrate on making something, on healing, on helping people that way, because I'm so focused on my missions. And now I got Katana coming in here taking no fucking bullshit. Here we go. Shank again, And it's like,
Yeah.
I know this is my last rodeo here. I'm going home. Like that. Chad, did you hear the song I sang?
Oh my gosh.
I'm going home this time. I was listening to what's his name?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she can sing. She can sing.
Did not know that.
I
Oh,
was crying yesterday.
sing. Yeah.
I
Beautiful
heard,
voice to sing.
thank you. What was his name that I told you that I was listening to on Instagram, that I had never heard him talk about
Rogers.
death the way, because I talk about death the way I tell people, don't go into the light, because I was reincarnated back, even though I'm grateful, my kids, especially my children, you guys, knowing that I can go home now after my mission. So my missions is, there's a lot of things that I still need to do. And one of them, when I discovered that I was in the secret space program, that I'm important, that I change timelines, that I, like all of you guys, are important, and I said, and I was telling people, like, you go into that light and they're going to show you your grandma, your grandpa. They're not. They're, it's just for you to say, come on, the blue beans, come on, come with me. You want to stay with your family? Okay, we're going to reincarnate you through the moon, through Saturn, come back to Earth. And you won't remember. Why do you think we cry when we're babies? We're like, fuck, how did I get back here again? And, oh, Collier. Chad, I remembered, you guys. Alex Collier. He was saying that when you go through the light of the tunnel, you're going to see the family, and there is going to be some guides saying, hey, you know, you can reincarnate, but if you never look back to see the universe, that doorway, you can go home. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going back home. And I started singing.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
going
amazing. That's an amazing correlation because it just made me think about Lot's wife. And she turned
about,
into a pillar of salt. I know
oh,
you're not
talk
like
about
big on the
that.
Bible and stuff, but yeah, like it was like they were going to get freedom from where they were. And she looked back and turned into salt. Huh. So don't look
So
back.
no, I agree. Focus on yourself, focus on what we're doing around us. And I like the fact that Veronica is doing the books and everything. And I've been doing writing and everything. That's getting me into my world. But I was challenged by a friend to pick up a hobby this summer just because we are going through difficult times, and they're in particularly going through a difficult time and dealing with a lot of death around them and within family and close by and stuff in his community. Um, so I have started drawing, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's just, I'm on squares and I'm on triangles and I'm doing 3D shapes and I'm doing 3-point perspective, and I'm going to move on to circles. It's very simple. It's just nothing, you know, it's just, but that's what we can do, is just kind of to keep ourselves focused and grounded, you know, when we're dealing with all this hard stuff. I mean, drawing squares and triangles and circles, that's what I'm doing, and then I'll progress. But, you know, and meanwhile, I'm writing, and that's what I'm doing for the world, you know, because there are things that we need to get out and actually do the work and keep ourselves centered and focused through this.
See, that's amazing because I don't know, I just kind of feel like you're going to end up getting into sacred geometry is that's
Well, I love
what's
sacred
coming.
geometry too. That's true.
Right.
Oh, that's what it is.
You're
That's why
leading
I'm
up.
doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it seems like you're doing something so basic, but it's like you're leading into the base to the building blocks of the
My
so
guides keep telling me, go to sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is your thing. Sacred geometry, and then I forget about it.
yeah.
I've been hearing sacred geometry for the past week. So maybe it's true, Chad. You got to get into that.
Yeah,
I mean,
nice.
I've
Well,
studied
not
it
that you
before.
got to, but the thing is,
Yeah,
what you're doing will lead you to it.
Yeah.
It's
confirmation.
coming. Oh my God, we start with things so simple and so basic, and we kind of take it for granted. But it's like, because you know what I like about Veronica's books is you can put a piece of construction paper and you can put some glue around the edges and you can put the little things, right? But what ends up happening with her, that is such an extreme gift that she doesn't stop. She goes like beyond the threshold, and then it becomes like, because you know, when you go far, when you too many lines and you're like, oh shit, I'm fucking it up, I'm messing it up, you know, but then it's like she goes through to the other side to where it becomes something so insanely amazing that nobody could have done it but her. You know what I mean? It's like, what have you done? Like, I
Yeah.
look at it and I'm like, my mind, I don't know if my mind would, or my
Jeez.
like I would have been too afraid to go that far to get
Yeah.
there. So maybe you'll do that with
Yeah.
your drawings are like, wait a minute, beyond
Yeah.
that layer. Like you're gonna go through these layers.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's almost like coloring outside the box until you get that creative art piece that's nothing else,
Yeah.
another picture, and it's all of its own. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hers are great. I've
You're
gotten
on you.
3 of them.
It's what people would throw away. I don't. These are all little pieces of
Oh yeah.
of cloth that I had, and then
It's sex magic with journals.
what?
It's like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, that's
Oh
how
boy.
it feels like.
This is what an orgasm looks like.
You just signed yourself up for a part 2 and you don't even know it. How ironic.
That's an orgasm right there.
Yeah,
That's what
it
it
felt so awesome. Like, you should see, you guys. I start the cover, right? Now I have to let the freaking cover dry. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, now I get to put this and that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm all cutting things like fast, 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 fast. And I'm like, Vero, slow down, enjoy it. And I'm like, no, but this is like coming so fast that I have to like put this and that together. And then I start judging myself and I'm like, that does not go with it. That left side says, you're wrong. And my right side is like, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. And then it just jumbles together and it works. I don't know how.
You know, the ones that you like the least, aren't they the ones that sell first?
Yes. Yes. This one is the one that I had to work on 3 times because I kept messing up on her on the back. So finally I said, fuck it, let's just leave the doily and make a pocket here, you know? And then, because I had messed up at the end, right? So then I put this layer on here, which is cardboard. And I'm like, look at how it worked out. And I went to nature, I picked that up. You know, it just goes on and on.
It's
Like,
insane.
I love the Edwardian times, and you would think that the Edwardian times would not go with the gypsy, but somehow it does. And her name is Colombiana, and they give me names, and she's traveled the world, and she even has jewelry in here, you know, all kinds of stuff. So, and then I get like worried because, you know, maybe it's too much, but some people do like a lot of things.
Most people probably don't want to even put anything in it. They just want to have the book to look at it. I swear to God, because it's like I don't want to touch it. It's already like it's good.
Yeah.
And thank you, Lady Erika, for your 3 books that you bought a few months ago. And
I know
she gave them away, Chad. She gave them away. She bought them and then she gave them away on craft night. She has craft night on television. I was like, thank you.
No, those are special gifts then. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. And Chad's helping me to write my book because I have all I have a lot of things, and he's actually a lot of things written down, and some things that I've forgotten. Like we were talking about death right now, right? And I got to bring it back to where not only in the police academy was I named the Hulk, we got Katana today, and she's been with me for 2 years now, but today she's been fully activated, Katana. But when I was a police officer, the first month that I got on, when I lateraled over to the other police department that was crazy, full of action, which I wanted, they called me Dr. Death because every call for 1.5 months was a death call. Some people died in my arms. Some people I had to take off from the noose. You know, they're all poppers. You know, we had to laugh about it because it was intense. And they're like, Veronica, what is this with you? I'm gonna call you Dr. Death. And then now I know why. Right now, and for the past month, I know why. I see it is because I was helping these people transition, because that's what I do too. I help people transition on the other side. And I'm like, so being in the military and being a police officer, it was a cover operation for the secret space program. And still, I don't have my military benefits. I contacted an attorney. He's like, I've never seen a case like yours. You're going to have to go to Mets. I told you, cousin Mama, oh, you're going to have to probably travel to Phoenix to go get your shot records, because how do you know you were shot up with the anthrax shot and perhaps the Agent Orange? And I'm like, what the hell? So now probably have to work on that again. But so Chad's been helping me with all the things. You know how it's all like I'm talking right now, there's just so many layers and so many things that have happened in my life that it's like, who is going to take the time to actually help me write my books? I thought it was going to be someone last year, but it didn't turn out. Because I always heard in my head that it's not a voice. I just knew that it was going to be a female. Well, now I know it's Chad. Thank you, Chad. Oh, man.
Or feminine energy, I guess, right? Like a feminine
Well,
energy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a feminine energy that I use to write, because I think we have masculine and feminine within us, and femininity comes out, like divine femininity comes out in me in writing. And
Creativity. Yeah.
yeah, because I am very masculine in a lot of sense. Like I'm very active and
You
very,
look masculine when I saw you because I was like, damn.
but the feminine, but we all have feminine and masculine qualities about us.
That was my masculine. My masculine was like, damn.
There you go, and it is. That is your masculine energy. That's what I like. Yeah, I like we have it all in us, the divine.
Yeah.
Some people are unbalanced in it, and stuff like that. But it's the
Yeah.
keys to that.
I
I
admire
yeah.
I admire you, Chad, a lot. I mean, you too, Lady Erika. You know I love you guys. With Chad, it's like, damn, like he's both feminine and I mean, we both are, okay, feminine and masculine,
Yeah.
but he's very like very manly. Like when he was here taking care of, when we went to Bisbee and all over the place, we went to theater, casino, he was like fucking my bodyguard. Like he was like, don't mess with her kind of a thing. And I'm like,
Don't get me
"Oh,
excited, girl. Shut up. Like,
Very protective. Yeah.
yeah."
stop.
But then with the
I'm a
wig,
Sigma, and she knows this too. I'm a Sigma male, which means I'm a lone wolf. So I'll take the head off of an alpha if I need to,
Yep.
and I'll take the whole pack out if I want. But not that I would. But I'm just saying, I'm definitely a Sigma when it comes down to it. Now, my friend who suggested the drawing is also a precog and was struggling with death the way you were too, and that was the struggles they were having because they had to come to terms with it. Why am I always showing up? Am I causing this? What is the reasoning for this? Those are the things they struggled with as well. And I want to give Erika another analogy too to what she said earlier about your books, because I remember in photography class, we'd have to take pictures, and now you have automatic, cameras that just do everything automatically, and you get beautiful pictures every time. But the magic of working with the old cameras the way I had to was we'd go down we'd find the perfect everything, do it and take the picture, get the perfect picture. But then we'd go down, up a left stops, go up a couple shutter speeds, take a couple pictures, maybe mess with the blurriness a little bit, take things in, out of focus, take a couple pictures. Those were some of your best pictures came from, because they had something emotional and unique about them versus just that perfect picture, that you got and stuff and everything. And so, in regards to Veronica creating her books and everything, that's kind of, and Veronica saying, with her right brain and left brain coming together, and then all of a sudden it comes together, so yeah, well said.
and thank you, Chad. And with Lady Erika, I want that necklace.
Which necklace?
That one that you have on, and then I want one with the cross.
This?
No, the black one with the beads. That
You know
one
you
with the
can't
cross.
have this.
Damn.
I just went to the UK, and we went to the Chalice Well and Avesbury and all that.
Beautiful.
And so one of my friends lives over in Nottingham, and I made him a necklace because he was like, I want one of your pieces of art. And then I made it, and it was kind of similar to this, but just different beads. And he exchanged me this necklace. He was wearing it for 10 years, and he let me have it.
Wow.
It's like,
wow.
So what I can do is start finding some more pieces that are, because some people just like the wood. They don't really like all the crystals, but I made it like an orgonite version of the
I did see it. It's very beautiful. I did see it. It was kind of like a
maybe Chad's never seen my orgonite. I got some pregnant orgonite.
Oh,
hold on, Chad, I'll show it to you.
Thank you.
And Chad, while she's doing that, can you hold up the book, The Gold Rush, that you were showing me about the mines? Because we've had many memories of being in the mines.
Yeah, this is where I grew up. So when
everybody.
SSP, I mean, we're talking small little towns up in the mountains and stuff like that. Yeah. What did you want me to show? Oh, you like the mines.
Look at, she's pregnant, Chad. Yeah, the mines and where you grew up, and the mines and the lollipop stuff. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Lady Erika, look at you.
Oh, that is quite beautiful.
In front of there.
Yeah. Can you put it sideways again? Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous.
She is very pregnant.
All right, then when I can, I'll get that from you. That's beautiful.
Oh yeah, I got to go back to making my pregnant unks. Let's see.
Look at it. It looks like a little heart.
Yeah.
I want to cry just looking at that.
She's got a spiral inside her belly.
So boring in comparison, but that's like in the area where I grow up in.
Those are the mine shafts you were in the program. You know, a lot of us were in the mine shafts in some of these programs.
What is the little boy? What is he inside of?
No, there's a TV.
That's a TV? Hold on, I don't understand it.
Show her again. The guy seems to have the head cut off, and he's just like looking like that. Watch. That's what it looks like.
Just behind a TV?
I don't know if there's the head cut off looking like that, or
and nothing is boring, Chad. We're all together. Everything we say is just interesting.
He's inside one of those mining carts looking out.
Oh, it's a mining cart.
Yeah. And he's inside of it, and the other kids are on the outside of it, I think. So
what state is that?
This is California, up in the Sierras, right.
So like not where the 49ers are, right?
A little northern and up in the mountains. Yeah. So but the gold rush was up in this area. Yeah. So up in the mountains. Yeah. So there's a lot of mining.
So you know that history. You know that history.
But Chad, show her and the audience the ones with the lady with the lollipop, the reptilian one with the candy shop.
I heard that the reptilians are trying to fatten us up. I heard that, and from Ryushin Malone or Ryushin from Orion Lines, and it resonated with me. I'm like, okay, you know, there's a healthy body weight to have, but then there's also the thing that's going on with sugar and stuff, you know, which is quite different. But I was looking at this old time picture of the kids and when I saw her, I'm like, man, that's a reptilian feeding kids candy to fatten them up. I don't want to have to. I know you. That's a bad thing to say. It's somebody's mother, and I hope they're not watching.
You were cut off. You were cut off twice. When you said that, what did you say?
Did you see the picture?
Yeah, but you were cut off.
I just said that's somebody's mother, so I need to shut my mouth calling that lady a reptile. But it did look kind of reptilian, feeding children. The imagery of it all.
Like you said, Hansel and Gretel in the beginning.
It almost looked like Hansel and Gretel too, you know, like that whole imagery. But this is a piece of history. This is what they've been throwing at us, you know, and now they've switched it all to corn syrup. So even better.
That's what what is his name? Meloshan again was saying that they want to fatten us up, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, draconians do, I guess. They apparently.
Then a lot of people too are addicted to the beer, you know, and they have beer guts and.
Yeah, well, they say the corn syrup makes us taste better, is what they're saying.
What?
That's why I'm telling you, when you look at these old pictures of the people feeding kids candy, I'm like.
Wait a minute, did you make the correlation between the witch with the gingerbread?
He just said the Hansel and Gretel.
And
then
this is a real picture in history, but to me, I just see a witch and two kids, or a reptilian selling two kids candy to fatten them up. But it's
so you got to be careful. Anybody that back in the day that was selling candy.
Yeah, that's somebody.
Or the ice cream truck people. Those were dangerous people.
Look at those symbolism on the ice cream trucks, especially Magnum and Haagen-Dazs in those. They got the heart portals in there, and they have the Mr. Good wrench or Mr. Good bar or Mr. Good ice. It's a branch of Magnum or something like that, where it has it on the ice cream truck. Those ice cream trucks used to go around and monitor the neighborhoods and figure out where the kids were that were going to get abducted. That's how they got. And then they advertised them on the milk cartons.
You're right.
You know, saying this is the latest kid to get kidnapped, and this is, you know, the price for.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, but those ice cream companies got started that way.
Yes, I would always ask my mom, please, I want an ice cream sandwich, or I want. No, mijita, we only have 1 quarter. So I would always get stuck with the freaking bullet pop and had little layers. And it's like, that kind of reminds you
of. I'm bringing back trauma.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, here we go with the ice cream truck, you know, and
Because you say there is a fake alien war on its way, and then there's the real one. And the real one, they want to
yes,
use us to run their ships. They think we're going to make good oil for them.
they want us as slaves again. And I'm like, no. And and the reason some of the Nazis got involved in the secret space program is because they wanted us as slaves for their wars. And now it's like I have to be very careful right in the middle because I don't want to fight their wars. I am here to save, to help, not to save, because I'm not a savior, to help save humanity and the children and the fur babies, the animals, you know.
Yeah.
I'm here
But
to
that is
educate
10
too.
years. It's
Huh?
10 years, just like Erika said, until that real invasion. So it's like 10-year progress. Like you said, it's going to be here it comes, you know, all the
Well,
chaos.
we need to find out what happens next after the year of the mouth or the decade of the mouth. What comes
It's going to
next?
be the Fabian Project. The Fabian Project is coming, is here. The Fabian Project is what Miles Johnson was talking about, is how they want humans to just be a brain, to pretty much just be on their cloud. So from human
and
to
about
being just like in the movie with Johnny Depp that I always talk about. What did you say, Chad?
and a battery. I think a battery.
Like because we are batteries. I mean, we're our heart, you know, our mind,
They're
our
networking our computers at night, so then they would just need to network that, you know. So yeah.
if you've noticed, like when you're off your phone, a week and a half ago, I told Chad I'm gonna turn off my phone for 3 days. Even when I was off my phone, I was still in the fucking metaverse in my mind, in fucking Facebook and Snapchat and Instagram. And I'm like, why am I in there if I'm not even on my phone? Who cares what people post right now? I'm out of it for 3 days. And I've had dreams where I'm in my phone sending people emails and being on Facebook, going like this, like I'm a little person like this, going like that to like something up there. What the hell? That's what they want, you know, right, Erika? And
Exactly.
the other day I went to the dollar store with my sister. They're shutting down all the dollar stores here in Tucson, other than Green Dollar Tree, I mean. And I was looking for some stickers for my books. Well, guess what I found hidden in the back? The only one. That's what I was showing you earlier. Space stuff. I was like, there's a cat, there's an alien. First contact, it says, to the space out, and it's Saturn. So you have to keep, like the key that I just got. I mean, I could have just bought myself a key, right? At freaking Joann's or Hobby Lobby, but no. You got to pay attention to what people are, because we time travel to give ourselves something and somebody else can give it to you, like that huge pin that I have of Mars on the other side, right? And it has the skulls and it has the combinations to open the stargates. And I was in the Stargate program. So
What about time travel intercepts mail?
time travel intercepts mail. Exactly. So this, I can't show you the address, but I showed it to you earlier. Oh gosh, where did I put it? Oh, here it is.
You got intercepted. That's the bottom line. I mean, that's
Yeah, I got intercepted.
something fishy is up, but what the heck?
Yeah, it was cut here and I felt something. And then I told my friend, I'm going to open it more because it was cut in half like that. And then the thumb drive was gone. And I had mailed it May 11th and I just got it back 4 days ago with the thumb drive gone, with the secrets that we had of people cloning our phone. So I contacted the post office, the fraud department, and I hope to hear back from them soon because how did it go all the way to Florida and then come back with no thumb drive? And
I wonder what they thought was on there. I wonder. I don't know. I know there's this one theory, but then there's another theory too, like aren't people supposed to put their crypto on a pen
yes, that's what I thought too. Yeah, that's the first thing that I thought. Maybe they thought it was money, like crypto, like
Right. Or pornography.
Yeah, I know that's gross.
Something important, something important to them. They thought they were
Maybe
gonna
they
get
thought it
something.
was like child, trafficking, like they do, like
Oh, that's
when I
true
was a,
too.
yeah, when I was a kid, we lived in a trailer court. We were so freaking poor, man. It was horrible. So it was a very tiny place where we used to live. It's like a little tiny house and like a 1 bedroom. And it was my mom, dad, my 2 sisters. That's where I had a lot of my when I would go to school on Saturdays, put my backpack on. My mom's like, no, it's Saturday, you can't. And I would see that, and I'd see that. And there was this man that lived in like a tin chrome little trailer by the washroom. And I hated going over there because it ended up being that one of my family members, his best friend, and the girl that ended up molesting me, because I had 2 molestations happen, they found pornography of children and they arrested him. And he was a white male with a big old beer gut. He would never wear a shirt that I remember, gray hair. And I cannot stand those, that I cannot, it's very highly triggering. So
I'm not smiling because it's funny. It just reminds me of another individual that seems to hide amongst us. Big belly, always wanting to have no shirt on.
what?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
You could tell me later.
Groomers delight. It's bust on your camera and like, do you have a shirt on?
That was
Just being natural.
I can't.
Just be comfortable.
My father was, no, I never saw him without a shirt. He always had those little white ones, the ones with the short sleeve. And my dad is very respectful. Gosh, he wouldn't even let me wear shorts. Like I was a cheerleader in 5th grade. He's like, nope, you have to wear them below your knee. And I'm like, oh man. And then when I was a freshman at Sunnyside High School, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna play for the football team with the guys, because I was playing with them in recess. And the first time one of my best friends football player flips me, and I went, woo, and then I'm like dead. And then I come back and I'm like, do it again. Let's do it again. Let's go. She's like, no, you're not gonna play football with the guys. And no, you can't be a cheerleader. And I'm like, fine. So that's when I had to like still concentrate on my music and go to the academic decathlon, do more brain work, and I got into politics. Then I hated politics because I'm like, they're both puppets. And now I'm like, well, god dang, if we need a change, I don't want nobody to be our president that's pooping on stage. A clone. But then again, Trump's, he has a clone too. So, but anyway, another story for another day. We're gonna have Christy Campbell talk about the dream that I had with Trump and her experiences. But she said that I think I helped her get out of one of the ships of Solar Warden. So I'm like, I can't wait to hear that. When I was mad because they didn't serve gelato, like what the hell? We ran out of chocolate. B, sorry. I'm like, fuck. No, it's just dumb. It's silly. So, anything else, guys?
Well, just that we've been talking an awful lot about the full disclosure now. What is it? Full disclosure now conference.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm going through like some medication withdrawal, something like that. Anyways, so my
You
memory's
got abducted too.
but I wanted, who knows? But Brian Singh is the gentleman that put that on and did a really nice job. And everybody there put their butt out on the line because they're all being harassed and threatened and targeted. So, let's make sure we keep them in the light.
Yeah, and 3 of my videos were taken down by James, and
And then we couldn't even post about the conference. We were breaking community standards by sharing posts
Yeah,
about the conference. That was pretty interesting because I think I've been skating on Facebook for quite some time now, but all of a sudden, let's see, at the
yeah,
conference, let's see, who did I get to see? Because I missed Monday. I swear I'm gonna tell you this. I was like, this is gonna be too long. And I checked in on Tuesday. And Friday, we did not want to leave.
exactly.
Me,
We just want
Matthew,
to
and
stay.
Nora, um, um, Robert, typical skeptic, Robert, we were like, okay, what are you doing? Brian, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're just looking like, what are you doing? And we did not want to leave. It was such a comfortable feeling once we really, really got done. I know a lot of people re-own his talk. Evidently, he put people in like this amazing love bubble. I got to see Arkeem and who were the brothers? It was Arkeem and Alondra. Alondra was amazing because on my way there, I don't know what it was. Like I get anxiety every time I have to travel and pack my stuff up and like the whole thing just kind of stresses me out sometimes. So they'll always say like, "Are you packed yet?" It'll be the day before you supposed to get in your car. And I'm still not packed. I'm like packing the day up. But when I was on the way there, I visualized this thing that I told you about being all one and but connecting to source. And then I imagine myself just connecting with each person in the audience, putting them all in their own little love bubble, having them connect to source and taking a deep breath. And it was amazing. The first person I heard speak, Alondra, he did it. And he didn't say that he was gonna just bring the energy from source down, but he said, and I was like, oh my God, like, because I already had the love blasts on the way there. And I asked him afterwards, I said, did you do it? You know? And I was like, that was amazing. And thank you. Because I was like, I don't know, I'd already received it before I came in some way.
Mhm.
So I got to meet this guy, Carl Dory, who was telling his story. And I'm gonna tell you something about the conference that was so interesting. These were not like major speakers, people that normally speak all the time. It seemed like everyone had an opportunity. That's what was so cool. And I know when I go to conferences, I meet people and I'm always just talking to whoever is coming to see speakers about telling their story. And I appreciate Brian for being able to give so many different people the opportunity to be on the big stage, the little stage, any stage you wanted to. If you just want to come up and say, hey, I'm here and I'm having a good time. Like his spirit was so humble, you know, even the dogs were there. The kids were there. You know, it was really interesting.
Yeah, I told Brian that he was gonna pretty much be the male aspect that we needed for the secret space program because we didn't need that other person anymore to be hurting us, you know? So I told him, you're gonna be a great part of us being able to speak out because I've had many visions and dreams of being in stages, but not at the Vegas conference with that other guy. So I'm so happy that Brian did it and all of you guys were there and that's just amazing. He does have a good heart
Yeah,
and what?
I'm looking forward to the rest of it too, because I think some of it is still pending. So the things you were talking
All
about,
right,
Erica, I haven't watched yet, the Monday and Tuesday. So I've seen the later portion of the conference, the Thursday,
right.
Friday.
And then the second stage is filmed and recorded, but not
Oh,
it didn't come out on the live because it was, you know, you can only do one at a time. So
gotcha.
that part will be released next week.
Nice. Okay. So much good
Oh, there's
information.
a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot. And Mario, he was actually doing small interviews there. And then his story, first I've ever heard of some things that I know I think people should just watch it because he might never share the story again, but
Okay.
he went through the process of all of a sudden he had prolactin in his body and he was actually growing breasts. And I was like, oh wow, had you ever heard of the, what is it, the two souls, or the two spirit beings?
The
That,
twin flames.
yeah, that was happening to you literally out of the blue. All of a sudden you're gaining feminine body parts at the same time. His story was amazing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
interviewed him. I sent you two of his
that's
videos, and
right.
yeah, I interviewed him in 2021 or 2022, but there's two interviews that we did. And that's when he started selling more of his salsa. He says, Veronica, thank you, because after I interviewed, look at my room, it's full of salsa boxes getting ready to ship out. So I'm very happy for him. I'm very happy that he got to speak there. And I'll go ahead and post those here too, the links, so that people can see, because that was on Unchained Hearts. Yeah,
That's it. Unchained
yeah.
Hearts. That was my first time seeing him in Alejandro. He was like, "You're you're the Cosmic Bubble." I was like, "You know me? Only two people watch my channel. You guys."
Aw, where did he see
I'm
you?
just kidding, but I mean, sometimes it feels like it's two people, and I'm like, "How do you know me?" Because YouTube don't let me do too much. You know what I mean? YouTube doesn't let me stay, prosper. We're gonna break that spell. We're gonna break these spells. But it was fun. It was fun. Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad.
Oh, another great one that I saw. It was good. I never had met Dana Louise before. So many people, because I'm like a baby. You guys are like professionals. And of course, I've met Brooks Agnew before, and I had to see asteroid mining. I was like, are you serious? Like, we did it. Okay, so he's bringing back the evidence of the asteroid mining. And then Julia Kamen, we had some synchronicities with my trip to Egypt and what she was talking about with the 3D laser printing in Egypt, because nobody sat there and chiseled a building the size of a football field, and all the
Okay,
all the stuff came out perfectly
that's
even in
Julia
size.
Cannon. That's Dolores Cannon's daughter, Julia Cannon.
No, Kamen.
Okay, so Julia
Oh, wow. No, Julia Kammen, Kamman. And so
Interesting.
her information was mostly Tartaria, but then because I said too, this is how smart she was. I said, I know Disney doesn't pay for electricity, and she knew where Disney got their electricity from. I was like, wow, okay, this girl is okay, girl,
From
you're smart. Girl.
from
They had
Harp, right?
hmm?
They get it from Harp, right?
She said they made some deal and it was at Missouri. I'd have to go back and see, but I just was stunned that she had an answer, because I kind of feel like they use Tesla technology, and
Yeah.
that might be the public knowledge that but I was like, no way.
There's
Disney,
also
Universal, they have to use Tesla. It doesn't make any sense.
they also
They create
they
their own
also
energy.
use what I see as a feminine energy, because Tom Althouse a few videos back said that the one that goes swirly like this, swirly, swirly, okay, it begins long like a snail, swirly, swirly. That's, I believe it starts with an A, and it's feminine energy that they harness. And they usually have that symbol on there. So I do have a stamp, but by the time I find it, but it's like a swirly. So it begins.
Mhm. Like a
Yeah, that's the feminine energy. And you see it also swirling in Alice in Wonderland, going round and round and to the tunnels, things like that. Looking glass technology, they use a lot of the feminine energy. If you notice, they're always targeting the feminine. Cinderella, you know, she's
Trying to
poor, she
poison
has to
them.
be rescued.
Always old women trying to poison young girls, right?
Yeah, like with the Little Mermaid. But there's an Instagram thing that I shared a few weeks ago where there was an older lady saying, hey, she signed that contract. Ariel signed the contract. So don't be mad at the old lady. What's her name? The big lady with the hair on Mermaid.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, huh,
I
be careful
watched
what.
it. Know the name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful what
Um,
you sign. Be careful what you say yes to in the astral. And, I always tell you guys before you go to sleep, say, I do not consent to astral sex. I do not consent to, being used for trafficking or, because they'll put like your ex-husband, your ex-wife, your ex-lover, they'll put your children in there. You have to like be careful and look deeper in there and see if you can see their faces. Huh?
Is it Ursula?
Ursula, you're right. Yeah.
Ursula,
Okay.
yeah.
That's so funny because one really nice person on our page is Ursula. And I'm like, oh, it's so strange to call her Ursula. She's so sweet. And yeah. And of course, Sherry Divban, she did a great job. Mario, I didn't get to see a lot of people, but
Did
it
Brian
was
get to
hard
come?
too. I don't
Brian's
know
like,
if he did, he must have done it on the first day because I did not see Brian talking at all.
yeah, I haven't seen him talk on the thing, but I do see him presenting everybody, and I love the costumes. Oh, I can't wait for next year. I want to wear different costumes. The
Oh,
whole
it's on next year. They got Brooks Agnew to dance.
what?
They voted on the best costume, and then it got down to 6 people, and they had this gentleman dancing, and I was like, they got Brooks to dance, and he looked a lot like my dad would have looked when my dad would try to attempt what would be called back then breakdancing, and it was really funny. But he was like the new Captain Kirk. And then we had one Data. No, we had a Spock and 2 Kirks. So, but the ladies represented. Some of them had these huge just pieces for their hair. It was like, oh my gosh.
Beautiful. I saw
I just
Alyssa.
had a dress.
Oh, I saw Alyssa with her beautiful wings. She had sent it to
When
me
she
before.
walked in, she took over.
I love it. She looked
It
great.
just felt amazing when she walked in, and her muscles, like she's got real muscles to back it up.
Yep. I love her shoulders. That's the first thing I said when I
Yeah,
saw her.
completely impressive.
Mhm. And I saw Anthony's speech, and it's I shared it on a Facebook story, but that was excellent too.
Yeah, it was a wonderful time. Like I'm already like planning on next time.
Chad and I too, huh, Chad, next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no joke, guys. And then you know what? It made me think, and I'm meeting Zach and Sue from the Day of Being, that I definitely don't want to miss their event either. They are really nice. I was asking Zach how he started this Day of Being stuff, and he said every year he comes down to Florida, but this one time he said, "Hey, let's meet at the beach," and 100 people showed up. Can you imagine?
Nice.
I don't have that kind of clout. So I'm like, whatever you do, you must be amazing. If you say, hey, let's go to the beach and 100 people show up, you're pretty awesome. Okay.
I remember when 4 years ago, no, yeah, about 3.5, 4 years ago, I said, I'm gonna do my first meet and greet, right? There's all these people gonna come. Alyssa was gonna come. She got attacked in her stomach. She couldn't make it. She got attacked in the astral the night before. She was gonna drive down here. That's when she was living in Phoenix. And then they sent that guy, what's his name, Jake, um, who took over my Facebook on my code breaker. He stole my web page that he had made for me. He only sent me one t-shirt, which I still have, that doesn't even have my name. It just has the Thor hammer, and it says code. It doesn't even say code breaker, real talk. And they sent him to me. So only he showed up. He bugged my apartment. He gave me, because I was telling him, hey, war's coming, and I need I need my breastplate, because when I was a cop, I had to turn that one in. What do you call that? I had a special one Wonder Woman made, like it, because
Your armor, like your
my police armor was specially made because kind of little heavy on the top, but it was beautiful. It was like it was kind of like a corset, but not really. And then so he brought me a military grade one from the ones that we used in Gulf War. And then he brought me a fob and he brought me a stand, but I had to get rid of them because they were bugged too. So that got messed up. And then the following, then 2 years ago, Chad came and another lady came, Judy McCormick, but then I was sent another love bite and he was there with his brother and my sister went. So that was just two people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get sabotaged and that's why I'm like, well, I'm not gonna, I don't know if I should announce the next meet and greet anymore because I don't know. All I know is that I have to be at the next conference. Right, Chad? We got to be there.
Oh, you will be.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, the books will go out and there's just a lot of information and Chad has been very patient with me because it's just, oh, I remember that, or oh, let me show you what I wrote, or oh my gosh, I had another astral attack, or oh, you know what I'm saying? It's just nonstop, man. I feel sorry for you, Chad.
No, it's gonna be nice for you, but yeah, no, I enjoyed this. I do want to, before we go, though, be reminded by Erika what that question was that Sean Bond asked you. You know, because I forgot what you had said, and I thought maybe we could leave people with it. It was
how is it? What is your solution? How would you help the world with Ascension? How would you help facilitate it
that's
for the
right.
world? Like, what would be your answer to that?
Okay. And I'm going to think about that, and I'll leave everyone else with it as well. I just wanted it to be presented because I forgot it, and I want to think about it. I'm going to let it come to me though. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure people have different kinds of solutions. Like mine is very physical, right? You know, very physical. Some people might have something more abstract, you know.
It's symptomatic too. It's kind of like, you know, or treating it symptomatically a little bit, like with the food, you know, and everything to get everybody in a healthier mindset, you know. So it's nice, you know, not that it would work, but if it did, because there are a lot of woke people that shop at co-ops, you know, that are quite lost, you know, and they eat the healthiest foods ever. It doesn't affect their belief systems, but like you said, once their belief systems crack, you know, they might be the ones passing us by because
right. There's
so,
there's a natural phenomenon too called the Flynn effect, and so we also discussed that. The Flynn effect is this: as you begin to grow in your knowledge and your consciousness, it affects at least 6 people. And so for every 6 people you affect, they affect 6 people. So it increases the intelligence of the planet on this in a exponential way. So then still it all starts with what? You becoming more, being more, you know what I mean? You know, the job of the way shower isn't really to tell, but to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to challenge you too before I go, Erika, if that's okay, because you did say one love earlier, and I just want to maybe inquire, like, maybe is it true love that we're after? Is there really one love? Is everybody of love? And do we need to acknowledge, you know, or do we need to focus on our love and love? Well, I know ultimately everything's one love. I see what you're saying there. Like ultimately, everything goes back to source. But on the playing field where we're at, do we need to acknowledge that not everything is one love here?
It is not.
No.
It is not. And so that's where we struggle, is because I feel like I have to hold your hand and come to your house and be your friend. You know how they say sometimes you got to love people from afar? Because maybe me and you don't get along and we are we don't get along like this. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that I hate you.
And that we don't have
if
to work
I'm not
together
with you.
Yeah.
But as long as I don't direct hate towards you, and if I can direct love towards you regardless, like, well, she's on her journey. God bless her. You know what I mean? Like she's doing her thing. I'm not where she is. She's not where I am. We don't have to all hug and love to each other physically, but I think we need to really get into allowing people to go through their journey. And I can definitely say that when you have kids, you learn that the hard way, because I can't make my son do his homework. You know what I mean? I can't
Yep.
make my son go to sleep. I can't go to sleep. You know what I mean? And because this is the thing, we get to where we want to make people do
Yeah.
the things that we want them to do. And guess what? We have to allow them to make mistakes, to learn on their own, to go at their own pace. You know, my son does not want a driver's license. I cannot make, so we have to allow people to do their thing and trust that on some point, on some level, even if I don't recognize or value the
Well,
importance of their journey, that they are still going through some important journey.
and you hold the higher vision for them too, right? Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What gets us a lot of time is our expectations and our little expectations, because we think we know the best on our way, right? The way my sister does dishes and the way I do dishes is completely different. And so sometimes that's why you got to leave the room. You know what I mean? Because you can't keep still. You can't watch it. You got, okay, just let her do it. Trust. That's why a lot of people can't delegate either. It's just because our way is the best way. Our way of ascension is the best. Our version of what it looks like, is the best. And we don't know. There's we're like in this nesting doll in the physical. Even outside, our higher self know more than us, right? Because it has a higher what do you call, vantage point. It can see further than we do. So sometimes we have to let go and be like, you know what, I'm just going to leave this to my higher self to guide me towards this, because I don't see any kind of way this is going to work. And somehow, you know
That's what, thank you, Erica. That's what Carrie Cassidy was saying, because she got a question in the audience saying, hey, well, are we here 100% of the time? Somebody was saying, and then Carrie Cassidy was like, no, our souls leave us. We leave our body when we go to sleep. It could be when we're daydreaming. I could be cooking
yeah.
or driving and I'm gone. I mean, my body's
You
here, but
you
I'm
can't even
gone.
remember how you got home. Remember, because you were the last time you remember, you were down at the 7-Eleven and you missed all the stop signs. You might have stopped at them, but you weren't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You weren't even driving your car.
The whole one love thing is hard for me, because that it's kind of like, it kind of, to me here in certain situations, calls for codependency, and we can't be codependent on one another. Like, for example, last night, again, this is the second time going to her. She helps out a lot of the community. She likes for us to post what we make, what we do, like as businesswomen, or, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. Hey, I dress up as a clown and you can invite me. Hey, there's this lady that sells purses. I do the books and the readings. So anyway, just things like that. And a lot of women are still addicted to the alcohol and crying about their problems, but they don't do anything about it. They have an option to go to counseling. They have an option to get a divorce. They have an option to maybe not marry that person, maybe end that friendship, and they're still crying. And they, as soon as they get a little tipsy, they start telling me their problems. And it happened to me again, and 2 Halloweens ago, when I dressed up as a charra muerta, which is a dead mariachi, dead mariachi person. I wore my mariachi hat, my mask and everything, my makeup. And there was this one girl that was just, she didn't hold her liquor and telling me her problems. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? You already told me what the solution is. You told me yourself that you need to leave him, and you haven't. And it's like, I know that they're afraid, but this whole, I think, because we are starseeds and all of us are of unconditional love, we feel that we need to give them 3 or 4 or 5 chances. But sometimes what's going to happen when they're beating you up physically, or spiritually stealing from you? you gotta come to terms that you gotta have yourself first, you know?
A lot of programming goes behind that culturally and then also socially, I think, especially um, that keeps them in the situation along with it being fear too. And remember, sometimes these are snakes that move through the family, through the mothers, through the daughters, or through the fathers and the sons, and so like she might have been shown that as an example of what love was growing up with her parents, and so for her that's pleasure, and to her real mind, real love is pain because she doesn't know what that is. So she's hanging on to the relationship that's abusive because it's the one she knows versus letting go of it for the one that she doesn't know that's going to be more loving. Lots of things like that, yeah.
A lot of
But I
times,
think
I
we're in
mean,
a
if you think about back in the day, I'm so sorry.
no,
Think
no, no.
about your past loves. Like you didn't always recognize love. It was uncomfortable and weird. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, or what, why, why is he being so nice to me? And we completely reject it until we get to the point where we can accept it. But see, that's that woman's personal challenge to be like, wait a minute, I actually do love myself. And so it's allowing, but it doesn't mean that you got to watch it. So then you don't need to be in that group because you don't want to watch it. You know what I mean?
There,
I love you, but I don't want to watch you. Kind of like some things my mom does, like coming right out of surgery and lighting a cigarette and ordering 3 different kinds of fucking sausage. And I'm like, why don't you just get a gun? Because you're making me watch you do this thing to yourself extremely slow, and I don't want to watch that.
I totally get you.
Doesn't mean you don't love them, but you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch it.
I totally get you with that. Same thing with my mom. And
Right.
a few months
There's a thing
ago,
about frequency.
yeah, a few months
If
ago,
that person's at 200 and you're at 400, like guess what? You can't make anybody come up. As soon as you begin to communicate with them, you come down to the lowest common denominator. So you can be friends with certain people, but then you can only spend but so much time with those people. You have to be up in that's like they say, not an elephant, a giraffe's neck is what, 9 feet long and it weighs a certain amount, but it's so it can pump into the heart. Their heart is huge and heavy, and it takes a certain amount of blood circulating. And if they lower their head for a certain amount of time, it'll stop their heart. That's how you kind of got to see it when you really basically kind of slumming, when you're staying in low, you know. You're not going to hang out at a house where people are getting gangbanged because that's not, that's going to be a lower energy for you. Like you literally have to think of it that way. So you're not going to stay around people who are getting beat up.
I think that's why I woke up that way too, because all
Yeah.
those energies were like, I'm not in that anymore. Thank goodness I had to take myself out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? By taking care of myself, eating organic, not drinking, not smoking anymore, the organic cigarettes, just being away from the frequencies. And I was gonna say that I told Chad that I had seen this movie called When She Was Bad the 1970s movie. And that was when I had the second surgery or third surgery of just what recently happened. And I was watching this, I thought it was going to be like something cool, and ended up being a mom that her husband had to move her around because she would beat up her daughter. And it's called When She Was Bad, but when she was good she would be really good to her daughter. And that just triggered me. And then I saw another one with Rihanna where she was pretending to be a Southern Belle white woman, and then she was Alice. She had all these personalities, and that triggered me too, because my mom treated me like, I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie, yes, Mother Dear. So, and Sybil. So I had to break that programming, and how I did it was just by guarding my heart when I'm around her and not having to share so much time with her. Even though she says she loves me, her actions speak something. And I know when she's good, she's good. But there's been 3 birthdays already that have been you know, thrown to the wayside of mine because she didn't get all the attention. And I see that kind of stake with the family, you know, with
Yeah.
different, yeah. So you have to be very careful, like get out of
Yeah.
that frequency and
You don't have to watch somebody else's horror story. They call it life. I told my brother that he had a domestic situation and I said, that's assault. I guess he was shocked that I used the word assault. I said, I know you call that Tuesday. You know what I mean? Because that to you is just a Tuesday. This is just normal. You don't have to watch somebody's horror story to love them. And when it comes to family too, this is funny because these are some of the conversations we were having at the conference. And I said, well, how many times do you pick up a snake and let it bite you before you just get tired of picking up a snake, and letting it bite you? Like, it's going to bite you. How many times are you going to pick it up? You don't have to keep doing it. And that's a part of your own lesson, being strong enough yourself to be able to let these kinds of situations go. Like, I don't have to live that. That doesn't have to be my life. And you know how people say, well, you know how it is, they family. And that's like this, it's almost like a death sentence. Like, no, you don't have to swallow. Oh my God, I got a saying from someone the other day too. And it said, you don't have to drink poison just because you're thirsty.
that's a good one. You don't have to drink
Like, don't go back to
poison.
these old situations.
You don't have to drink poison.
If Jim Jones comes up to you, you don't have to drink that Kool-Aid, girl. No. We don't have to do these things anymore. And it's allowing yourself, releasing yourself from these obligations that imprison us. Like, we don't have to do this anymore. That's like some wounded healer. Those are those old, what do you call it? Vows that we took: chastity, poverty, silence, bonds of wedlock and things like that, these promises that we made, all these oaths. It's time to break some of these so you can have some freedom and breathe.
Yeah, there's a book called Running with Wolves. Women Running with Wolves. I love that book. Yeah. Ooh, it taught me so many things. It's like the tradition goes in Spanish. It's like, no pongas los trapitos al aire. Like, don't put the the little sachels, the leftover trapitos, like to wash, you wash, or don't put these, don't to be aired out in the line to dry them so that everybody can see. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your problems out to
Your
the
dirty
world.
laundry.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you.
You look like you were going through something when we were talking about all these snakes and things.
Girl.
Or you were thinking some thoughts like, yeah, that's.
Yes. There's a situation going on right now with one of my family members, and I don't know what else to do. I couldn't sleep just thinking, how can I help her? She doesn't want to change. She's still doing this, she's still doing that, and she's in public doing it. And I'm like,
you can help her a lot. You know how you can help her? Making yourself happy. And people see you, they might not be next to you, they might not be talking to you about it, but they see you. And it gives them the opportunity because now they're like, I see she knows how to make herself happy.
I do. And you know
I
what,
want the courage.
Dude, one thing I noticed, and I thought it was just my mind, and it's not the first time. So, we were at this party, right? And they were taking selfies. And they're like, come here, Vero. And then I was just like, I noticed this family member, what she would do is she'd make sure that only this part of me showed. But her friends that are pisteadoras, with their new butt, their new boob, their thin, their new plastic, they got way more attention than me. And I didn't show, I mean, it was just a tiny bit of cleavage because the dress, you know, I couldn't put it up more. I had this flowery long dress because I thought it was going to be, they said it was going to be Bridgerton, right? So I have my hat on. I'm all fully dressed. I'm all long dress, beautiful. And these women are showing all their bodies, some of them. And I'm like, which is fine. That's what they want to do. But it just, I thought, is it my imagination? She's my own blood and she doesn't want me to come out on that picture. Like, and one of my family members last year told me she's jealous of you. And I'm like, how can she be jealous of me? I'm on fucking Section 8, bro. I'm barely making it, but I make it. Chad helps me with my vitamins and shit, you know, and other things. Chad helps me, you know, so much. My son sometimes can help me, you know, but I don't like to ask for the help. And that's why, you know, I stay away from
That's what I'm saying.
that.
People are watching you, and people, you know, all that putting on, you have to put on airs and all the pretending to be, it's a struggle. It's exhausting. I can't be anything else but me. But trust me, some people would like to be free to be themselves and they really don't know how. I've had women tell me they've been married like 5 and 10 years and their husband's never seen them without makeup. How do you do that? Or there's people who are literally holding their breath in their relationship and the person they're with doesn't even know who they really are or what they really think or what they really care about. They're literally afraid to be themselves. So you have something that people don't have, you know? And trust that people, but I'm to this point now though, when I see people in bad situations now,
I'll be back. You guys keep talking.
because I'm gonna get all into Chad now. Anyway, hanging out with you now. But this last woman and I said, you know, are you safe in your situation? And she said she was safe. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna tell you what you should do. I don't want to tell you what to do because I think we kind of get into that with this, you know, spiritual beings and you know what we think is right because we want to think that we know what's right for everybody. And I just told her, I said, I asked that the creator give you the courage to do what makes you happy and what makes you feel good and what's the best thing for you. And maybe now if I get to the point where now I think less and less of what I think is the best thing for people to do, and I just kind of love them. Because now I'm getting to the point where now if I'm judging someone, oh, what she got on or whatever, now I'm like, why am I judging her? Why am I thinking so much about what she should be doing? And I'm kind of like wanting to
No,
step back from some of my judgments and
that's a big thing to do. I mean, and not everyone does it. You know, that's what you were saying. And I kind of feel like you were saying like the mouth of the jar, or is that what you're saying? We're in the mouth, the mouth period,
the decade of the mouth.
the decade of the mouth, you know, because I don't think what's heading our way is going to be soft. I think it's going to be like boom, 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 you know, and shake people up. But you know, and like you said, some people are going to have a different experience of that because it's going to be, you know, it's going to be different the way it happens. But I do know like in New York, it kind of refines you in a way because it's so tough and strong there that it chips away all that small town bullshit that you come in with, you know, sometimes like the gossip,
Oh yeah.
you know, it chisels away at
Hey,
that. And so,
ma'am.
and it chips away at that and everything. And then, but when I see the tough times coming, I'm like, okay, how many of these Pomeranians are really gonna make it? You know, like, and I don't mean Pomeranians, I just mean people that are pampered.
I know what you mean.
You know, and so how many of them? And like you said, some of them might snap and make it past this. But I have a feeling like if you think about it, there's going to be some people that leave the planet. There's going to be those that exit. There's going to be those that run to the arenas. There's going to be, you know, whatever it is that's ahead of us that might happen in the days ahead. But there are those of us that are going to be pillars. And so what's going to be happening is, like you said, you either got to get over it on the spot, whatever your personality flaw is, or you're not going to survive, you know. And so it's going to be chiseling that off of people, and people can either make the changes they need to make inside and, you know, and stuff like that, or they're going to be exiting. And at the end, you know, after the end of this 10 years, Yeah, we'll make it through the eye. And I think the other people, the bad people will be kind of like, distorted or whatever. And then a lot of us will be gone and a lot of them will be gone, but there'll be a new moving forward, out of that 10-year period, maybe,
And
because
some of it, I think they'll be gone, but here at the same time. Like I was always thought of it as when I learned about compression breakthrough and how the light was shining from above and below. Also, too, here it is when you talk about frequency, thinking about the radio station. We were all on 93.5 and we were like, this channel fucking sucks. But some people like 93.5 and that's cool for them. But we're going to move over to Sunny 100 and and then people say, well, I can't even remember that person's name. I don't remember where they live. We hadn't talked in 10 years and it seems like we're gone and separate, but we're where we are doing what we do. And I do think there are going to be some people who, from the pressure of watching what's coming to unfold, they're going to say, you know what, I just can't take this anymore. And people will will themselves out of here. They'll let go of the physical body and move themselves on because this is just too much. So there's going to be a lot of different choices.
And if it's on the road to enlightenment, is that what Sean Bond asked, like for ascension? Okay, so for ascension, and if that's the road to ascension, even for all of us, and let's say food disappears and food's no longer an option, then we become the example, right? We have to ascend within and then lead by example, because you were saying earlier, if you ascend, then 6 more people around you, you're going to influence in that way, and then they'll influence 6 more people. So the focus would be within, just in case food did run out. But you're right, food does lead to ascension. I think if you do make the body healthy and create
new neural pathways.
Side, yeah, you create the, but I think in those times to come, if food isn't an option, we're all starving, the ascension is still going to be on the, we'll still be able to ascend.
Breatharian.
Light body. Yeah, breatharian, light body.
Yeah, and breatharianism has its place. I mean, you got to be emotionally ready for that. You can't just go into it. I do believe it exists, because my challenge is okay, if food runs out on this planet, you go ahead and starve. I don't plan to. I don't believe I can do it right now on the spot, because I got a lot of internal things to work through. But if faced with it, I do think we have that as an option. There is some kind of flip in us that can switch in us that can flip or something.
Yeah.
Something is happening because we are becoming crystalline. I cannot wear I can put on some of this and I can put on some of this. I cannot wear foundation anymore. I am feeling the hairs on my arms and legs when they grow, itching, very sensitive to a lot of things. And so we're, I'm probably late in my game because a lot of people are very cleaned up on food, and I'm not telling anybody to be a vegetarian because we got acid in our stomach for a reason. Acid is not made to dissolve plants. And so our stomach is literally made for meat, but maybe we're eating too much and we need to slow down.
There has to be a balance.
Yeah, I think maybe we're eating too much.
2 years ago, 2 years ago, when they were talking about how, to save up for get your food, get your toilet paper, stock up on this, stock up on that. I'm like, I saw that food was gonna be way more expensive. And I went organic, and a lot of people were saying, you're crazy, going organic, you know how expensive that food is? And I'm like, yeah, but I lost 100 pounds already by working out and not eating the processed food, no more Doritos, no more Takis, right? So I went as much as organic that I could. I still eat meat that's regular meat, regular chicken, because of my blood type, but I've been eating more now, more fish, more salmon. But what I'm trying to say is I saw in my mind that it was going to go skyrocket and that I wasn't going to have all the food that I was used to having because of the financial situation, because of blah, 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 whatever. And I integrated more protein shakes, like 2 protein shakes a day with some fruit and 1 meal, which is mainly protein. And no, you don't have to eat all the fucking carbs. I went keto style for a whole 3 months, and so I changed. And then when they sent me the cancer, I stopped eating sugar. But 3 days ago, I had some cake, some And I'm like, nope, it's probably going to be another 4 months, maybe 5 months till I eat sugar that way again. But I used to eat, like, I had to have sugar, like a little panecito, un pan dulce.
Like Gretel? Like Gretel? Like
¿Cómo?
Gretel?
Gretel,
Like
yeah.
Gretel?
Yeah. So I'm like, last night they gave me two big old things of cake and two things of two cupcakes and some cookies. And I just tasted a little bit. I'm like, you guys can take it. I even bagged it up and I gave it to a friend because I'm not taking that home. I go, I can't do that anymore because the tumors will
You throw away
grow.
birthday cake. Yeah. I used to throw
Yeah.
away a birthday cake because I'm like, I know what's gonna happen if I take it home with me.
Yeah.
We're gonna become very intimate. I'm gonna eat the hell out of that
Looks
cake.
so much better than I am.
Yeah. But now I got a son, so I can always count on him to take big blocks of it.
I was gonna say, that's what I like about being a guy. I can eat the cake in one night almost and just say, okay, there, I got rid of it.
You're like
Funny.
Chad's like my dad. My dad he can eat whatever the heck he wanted, and that man would not gain weight. And he used to do bodybuilding. That's how I get into bodybuilding because of my dad. He said, you got to eat spinach, you got to eat the raw eggs. I'm like, and you got to do the, workouts with me at 5 in the morning. I'm like, Dad, I'm only 7,
What?
I'm only 6,
5 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Now
Not 5 o'clock.
thank you, my son, he's doing keto through the week, Monday through Friday, protein only, and maybe on Saturday and Sundays, some pancakes, but not all the time. And he's lost 85 pounds now. And he's done with his relationship for 4.5 years, almost 5 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm so
This is
proud.
very recent.
Yes, Erika, because I wanted to say thank you because we had that talk.
I don't even know what I said. I don't know.
You helped me. You helped me a lot. I can't say it right now.
Okay, no problem. Oh, that's great.
They make really good.
You gotta let people get stuff out their system.
Yes, there you go. I'm sorry, Chad. What? They have what?
Keto-friendly pancakes that are really, really good from Birch something. Birch.
Oh, I know they had
pancake.
Kodiak. I saw Kodiak too, or something. Kodak or
Kodiak.
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 They're usually next to each other on the shelf. Those two
Yeah.
pancakes.
Yeah.
Birch something and then the Kodiak bear, but I think there's keto-friendly versions of that in there.
I've had the keto ones, and then I still put like 2 or 3 more eggs, some protein powder, some collagen in there, mix it up.
Wow.
I gotta
Listen,
keep these muscles strong. Look at this. Ooh, just kidding.
I'm so happy for you. You're really like a real breakthrough person.
I'm really happy.
Yeah.
That's it. Last night was a reminder that I'm good. I don't need to go out with, I don't need to go socialize anymore. Like, I hadn't gone out for a year because of all this shit happening, with the cancer. And I'm like,
But you need to.
I needed to yesterday.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah.
Because I was too much in here about the war and about the alien invasion and what am I gonna do? And are they gonna call us up? Are they gonna come knocking at us, or is it good? Am I
Well,
gonna
it doesn't
get
help
fruit
that you
in the
see
mail?
images of it. So yeah.
Huh?
It doesn't help that you see images of it. I can just sense it coming. So
Right.
Here's the ring. I found it.
Mm.
I wanted to show it to you guys. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the ring that I was looking for in my dream, the one that I bought at the cancer center. It's really nice. That one's a fake one, and this one's the real one. It has chocolate diamonds, gold.
nice.
I bought this when, when they, I've had 3 bladder surgeries, so the mesh went bad on me in 2016. And I had to sue them, and that's when I got to go to Italy and all that.
Nice.
And
Okay.
it would have been cool to just buy myself a little RV and my daughter, but no, I spent it all. I went to Rome, but at the same time, I felt I had to go to Rome, Faenza, Italy, because now, in hindsight, I know that I had lives there, especially with Navor. We don't want to talk about Mike, the pedophile Navor right now, but yeah, in Rome, we had a
The
lifetime.
shirtless wonder.
The shirtless wonder.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I had to bring down that video right quick because he was offending Our Lady and Jessica Morocco. We didn't even talk about the secret space program, the stuff that we would talk about with what's that guy, remember Orion, when we used to be on Telegram with him, that he used to do his shows in the closet, and then what's his name again? Jermaine, yeah. And once I found out, you know, all this stuff, I'm like, well, I can't have him on my show anymore. I can't, you know, I'm talking about Mike, the Navy guy. He's been in my astral giving me, you know, silver weapons. And we've been on the moon together. And it's like, we've been lovers in another lifetime in Rome, Colosseum. But then Jessica says, you know, Jessica Morocco was saying when we were talking about this, like a year and a half ago, she's like, there was not just one Colosseum. That's just the only one that survived in Rome. And I'm like,
right.
Interesting.
Right.
And I know Chad loves to talk about mud fossils, and every time I eat my pink Himalayan
Ooh,
salt,
mud fossils.
yeah, the pink Himalayan salt. Yeah. Tell her what the pink Himalayan salt is, Chad.
Oh, they say it's like the tear ducts, right? Of large beings that were petrified. Yeah. That in the Himalayan one, yeah, that's why that the red in it is the blood, you know, of course, and the mineral comes from that or whatever. But very large beings, yeah.
Someone was just showing us mud fossils, and it was the wing of a fairy or something. The wing. No, wait a minute. The wing of. You saw it? You must have seen it at the
I've
conference.
seen them, yeah. I've seen the fairies and stuff in the rocks and stuff. But the mud fossils I'm talking about are like, say, a mountain that's an elephant, and it's got all the autonomy of the elephant. You can walk down through the air canal because it's, you know, so it's like, where did these large, you know, giant things come from?
I
You
know
know,
it.
the salt ducts come from that maybe or something, you know, I don't know. But that's just one theory that somebody has in the mud fossil universe, you know, in the mud fossil or mud flood theories.
Yeah, I don't believe all those statues are just statues. Yeah, not at all.
Well,
We
they say
believe that there's bodies inside of them. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you know it too then. Yeah.
Yeah, because you see the cracks in the veins in the
Today is full moon. Full moon, you gotta wear red so your werewolf doesn't go nuts. That's why I think I was in a bad mood.
Today is a full moon?
I think so. Shoot. I saw it last night.
Oh yeah, it was so super close. You're right. It was so super close. Yeah, because that whole time.
Isn't it today? Let me see. Look it up for me, Miss Lady Erika.
The 21st.
I got my
6:15 a.m. So basically today, yeah.
I got my silver on because, you know, I don't want to turn into a werewolf tonight. I don't want to bite the head off of my children.
Wait a minute. So when is Galactic New Year? Galactic New Year is
nice.
On the 25th. You know, I was talking to Terry after the conference. I said, everything has changed now. I just came from the conference. Everything has changed. This is going to be like, it's a whole new year. And I didn't know what I was talking about. And then she said, you know, it's almost Galactic New Year. And I was like, oh.
Wow. Chad, have you ever heard of Galactic New Year? I'd never heard of Galactic New Year. Yeah, we should have had Terry on. I should have invited her, man. She's cool.
Might have been out in the country, but it should be the 25th of July.
Do you want to hear a story about this angel here? When I worked for American Airlines, my name was Betty White, American Airlines. How may I help you? That was me in 1995. Betty White, how may I help you? American Airlines. And I helped this older man when I was doing international. And he was really happy because somehow I saved the money getting an international flight. He said, give me your address. There, you know where you work. I'm going to send you something. I'm like, okay. I didn't think he would. And he sent me the Silver Angel, and I've had it since 1995.
Oh.
And this was also a gift, the cross. And I don't really do the cross, only when I have to. The cross stops energy. You got a 45-degree angle, 45-degree angle, 45, 45. So it stops, yeah. Now, I used to have a cross right above my I don't have a headboard, but right above my head to sleep, because I do bendiciones. I clear things, right? As you know, hex removals, like go into people's homes and I say, okay, you got something, you got a crystal, you got a cross, okay, I'll bless it for you, right? And then you put it above so that you are not attacked too much at night. So I had a
Okay.
cross and I said, no more. So instead of a cross, I was able to get that picture, Chad. I brought it down $40 less than the girl wanted. And my daughter got it. She helped me get the picture. And that's the one that I shared yesterday when I went live to do the song, Veronica song, I named it. And it's a mermaid on the side, and it's called Coral Reef Mermaid. And you can see like a double water on the bottom, and you see the corals, there's dolphins there. And that just reminds me of home. And because at night, what I do is I try and remember the water so I can go to sleep going to the water so that I can go wherever I want. It doesn't have to be water, but that's just my favorite thing. And I couldn't believe it. And then it's just the artwork that I have here, just it's not just random. There's another piece of artwork that I have where the man is holding the woman like this in loving form. I forget who the artist is, but when I was in at the University of Arizona, I took a class in art, and one of my favorite artists was Botticelli, and that artist where the man is holding the woman and like that, and it's like a mosaic piece. And I used to have that poster up when I was in, freshman at the university, and somehow I ended up losing it when one of the moves, or I don't know what happened. And I just recently got one back, and it was canvas, and I'm like, what's going on here? You know, something's going on. Like
Synchronicity.
huh?
Oh, all the synchronicity, yeah.
Lady Erika.
Yeah. I was still trying to look at this Galactic New Year. I'm like, I'm
What does
just
it
blown away
say?
because she told me that.
Read it.
Okay. It's considered the beginning of the Galactic New Year. This date is associated with the rising of the star Sirius in the sky, which is seen as a significant event marking a new cycle of time and energy shifts. The Galactic New Year is often viewed as a time for setting intentions, focusing on personal growth, aligning with higher frequencies in consciousness. It is seen as a time of renewal and spiritual rebirth where individuals can tap into the cosmic energies to support their intentions and goals for the upcoming year. Different communities and practitioners may have their own rituals and ceremonies and ways to practice the celebration of the Galactic New Year's, which is the beginning of a new cycle. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't even know it's every year on the 25th. Oh, it's also like the day at a time or something too. I think yeah, it has something to do with like the day at a time. I know in the Egyptian calendar they have 5 days at a time.
What's day out of time?
It would be like if you have a calendar, you don't count these days as, it's like a resting period.
Kind of like leap year and stuff. And then they say that they left out a few days on purpose so that way the politics and their money and their FICA stuff can get through the British. That's interesting. Day at a time.
See. Yeah, it has to do with the base of the 13 moon calendar because it's 28 days. Oh, wait a minute.
13. My favorite number, one of the favorite numbers.
It's a day outside of the normal calendar count. So for some people, they wouldn't count that day on the calendar.
It's like
Outside
the
of
13 bloodlines.
More expensive. As a reminder to step out of the constraints of everyday routines and linear time to connect with the present moment and the infinite possibilities of the universe.
But then we do that every day, though. Some of us.
I was thinking about that. What if we just don't even have calendars anymore?
I know.
Yeah.
There's going to be a
Yeah.
time when we don't have calendars, military or presidents, according to Amy Webb, the big 9 tech companies.
I
This,
think Ben Chastain's mentioned that too. He was talking and he said, he said he didn't want to really like scare people, but he said he didn't really feel like there was going to be an election. So I don't know.
well,
We shall
what I
see.
saw is that they're going to, the whole electricity thing. Sorry, Chad. They're, I keep asking,
Oh, yeah.
do these polls have a generator for people to go vote? They're going to do something with the weather. That's what Carrie Cassidy was saying too. And I see a
That was a
freeze,
great comment.
like a
You made a
frozen.
great comment.
Yeah. Right?
Like they're testing. I was like, oh, that's a good one. We
And
have to be so
Microsoft's
ready.
involved.
There's so many possibilities. So many
Yeah.
possibilities.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
PDFs are going up too. I see that because the Cancer Center and Banner University, they have Cisco, CISCO. And I know Amy Webb talks about G Mafia that I've given a class on is Google, Microsoft, Apple, IBM, Facebook, Amazon. So what they're going to do is, okay, you're sick. All right. So then the drone comes in and scans you. Okay, well, Amazon's going to mail you the medication. Oh, smart city. Guess what? The refrigerator says you need more eggs. There goes knock knock Amazon. AI. And they're not going to want people outside. It goes again with the vision that I had in 2019, March of 2019. I saw that black strand of DNA getting hit with something and messing up the corona, which is the silla de entendimiento, the chair of wisdom. And then that's when the freaking, thing happened, the pandemic crap. And then I saw boots on the ground, bunch of military everywhere, and people driving, and the only people that were allowed to drive was the people that were given a white piece of paper. So
I saw it was going to be way worse. We ended up with a better end of the deal when it came to all of that, because before that I was seeing like what they would describe in the Bible, the gnashing of teeth, where people were just hungry and thirsty and like blood, a lot of blood and stuff like that. And it turned out a lot better than expected, because what I was seeing at the time was so bad, it was very,
better
very
than
bad.
expected. When you say that, I see that they took out the people that needed to be taken out.
Yeah, it was gonna be a lot worse.
What do you think, Chad?
There's going to be
Oh,
a different way that works now with the gnashing of teeth, because here it is, like, you are the positivity, you are the beauty, right? You're really like, there's people that look at you and you don't know how much hope you give them. And as you begin to move away into your own doing what it is that you need to do, and these people, like we said, they're going to be on 93.5, and we're on Sunny 100, and they're like, where's Veronica? It's just not the same without her. And they won't be able to get the answers that they need, they'll be kind of starving and looking for the breadcrumbs that you left behind. And I think that's why our work is important. The work that we're leaving behind is important,
Yeah,
as we
girl.
begin.
Dang, like that, you just brought me back to the beginning when we were talking about Max and how I found the key and the dragon. And I feel that I am supposed to finish his mission for some weird reason, but I have my own too. And it's like parallel lives, you know?
You must have that fancy thing.
Huh?
Does Chad have that fancy stand that follows you
I
when
don't
you
know what
move?
it does.
He
Something.
does.
It's inside that. It's not a stand though. No.
Oh, it's trying to
It's,
focus.
yeah.
It's when
And I
it
try to
focus.
hold
Okay, I was
still.
like,
So,
you got that fancy thing, like.
sorry, yeah, I try to. I got to sit forward sometimes so it'll stop. There you go.
It's like when the camera zooms in, like, we're gonna focus on Chad.
It does it all on its own, and I can't. Maybe there's something I can turn off a setting or
It
something.
doesn't
I
bother
like
me. I
it.
just thought it was interesting. It's just like
Okay.
it's like you're on a movie all by yourself. And it's like zoom in.
I'm trying to picture
Veronica's,
everyone doing that though, so I was.
it's Veronica's cue to shut up, and it's Chad's turn to talk.
It's okay because we're all cute, so it's okay. You don't have like a forest growing through your nose and ears, so it's
Oh, I got the lighting to hide all that.
I always have to make it silly. So
That's why I love having you on the show, Erika, because
I know for 3 hours.
you're so inspiring. Yeah.
3 hours later.
Has it been 3 hours, darling?
You know, I almost brought you some balls to see.
Bring them. When were we going to talk about that? I was wondering. Bring it up, girl. Is there any pubes in the middle?
No, mine is just mine doesn't have pubes. Maybe those are some butt cheeks.
Open
I
it?
don't know.
You got to break it open.
No, I don't want to break it open.
How do you know what's in there?
But
I
if you
don't
want
know.
some of them in there, but we know where to send you.
What?
If she does want some with pubes in there, we know where to send you.
Well,
Oh my God, you're
she
so
said
funny.
she was making them with the person.
What is this though?
Remember the Neo
This is
Cube?
the center.
James stole the Neo Cube from an elderly people.
Yeah.
And then we
What
had
is-
a problem that we'll talk about later.
When someone opened it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this though? What is this ball though? What is the one
It's
that I
part of
just
the
saw?
it's a part of the computer that's inside.
It's part of the Neo Cube.
Yeah,
This
it's a
is
part of the
technology.
computer. I mean, for me personally, I had my own items in there. Like I even had locks of my hair in it and stuff. Like I
Oh,
put
so
my
you
own.
made it. So you made it. Like you
Well, when you get it, you're supposed to open it and put your own personal items in it.
did you open it and put your personal items
Yeah, I've had my
Oh.
for 3 years now. I've had my own stuff sitting inside of there. Yeah.
Oh,
in?
nice.
But what
I
about
didn't know what
inside the
that was.
ball?
I mean, it's nothing that I know of that's inside the ball. Would they come already like this though?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't open it and find out, you don't know.
No,
what
no,
kind
no.
of
I mean, they
magic is
literally
going on.
come to the house like this and we put them together. So it comes in the mail. This comes in the mail from China or
Okay.
the manufacturer.
Okay,
Comes
well,
like
this in this particular round thing, we'll say this particular person, it had 2 penises on there and other stuff. And in the inside of the cube, because this person opened it up, it had cubes in there. So that's all I'm saying. And I'm not going to mention any names anymore.
so I'm innocent and
Yes, you are. You are innocent.
mine was cool for the, it helped. I don't know. I learned a lot on the website. Like back then, I learned a lot at the time about radionics and different, started working with copper. Like that's how I ended up starting to make these things too. It's like, Sean Bond and other people. And this information got, that all converged me on this line of, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm gonna make organite and I love wood and I'm gonna do all these things. And so it just, I was always super extremely grateful for what I learned at that time.
I want to learn how to make that too. Let me show you the one that
Yeah.
Amaria made for me a few years ago. I'll be back.
Yeah. So I had a positive experience. So
Very nice. And how do you make the ankhs? You make those yourself?
You know what I did? I sculpted it out of clay first, and then I made my own silicone molds.
Very nice. Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, I have different kinds, different kinds of shapes that I made that I just was just doing stuff. And yeah, I had a good time with those. And it took me probably 2 years to perfect what I wanted. And then I was like,
Oh,
okay, I got 150 of these. Now what do I do with them? They're just sitting around. And then I was like, oh, okay. Somebody said make necklaces out of them. I was like, oh, okay. So 2 years of just playing around.
mm-hmm.
I just encourage people too, because when you're messing with stuff, like, see, you're messing with the shapes, like, you don't know what it's
Yeah.
becoming. Like, it takes this process. Like, this
Oh,
got
yeah.
to the point over years of me being like, I'm gonna make it with clay. Okay, I make it with clay. I'm gonna make it with silicone. Okay, and then like upgrading. I think we watch TV and we say everything is summed up in an hour, and we kind of want our lives to be that way sometimes. And it's like, no, actually, you need to take 6 drafts of one letter before you have a good letter, you know? And so we're working
Yeah.
on it.
That's right. This one is from Amaria Johnston. She says, "Your life, your story, live it, love it." Amaria Sweet. And she
Ooh,
knows
that is,
there's a dragon inside there because she knows I have dragon in me.
and none of them are the same. And they're all amazing. And like, that's what
There's
I
a
like
little
about doing
hole
vision
here.
boards.
There's a
Oh,
little
that's so
hole.
neat.
When you look at it, you can see the dragon, and then these are gains, capital GAINS, and they go along with the sun power. And then from the guy from Pakistan, every year I try and buy a piece of shungite because that's my favorite. You know, every shaman has to have their one favorite. So mine's shungite. And here's a shungite where I have these two items by my Wi-Fi router. And at night we turn it off because it affects I get like migraines and stuff. So it's really pretty.
You know what I love? That's why I like vision board classes. I noticed like you can give
I'll be
people
back.
all the same supplies, give them all the same supplies, and they'll all have something different. No one's gonna pick the same stuff, you know? Oh, how many how many pyramids do you have, Chad?
None that I know
None?
of.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
I have so many.
One day I will. You know what I'm saying? But right now, no, I've not gotten any.
Are you divorced?
Mm-mm.
Being nosy, like
No, no, no.
starting my life over.
Mm.
And I wonder, is this going to be 5 episodes or one?
No, she'll probably make it one, I think, or
Or
something.
maybe it's going to be a marathon. So how long have you known Veronica?
Just a few years. I sought her out. I saw her shows and sought her out a little bit and got to know her over the years.
That's
So maybe
exciting.
like 4 or 5 years now, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm a baby to all of this too.
And I was trying to
I
figure
just,
myself out, and then was watching programs. So that's what that's why I was watching them, is to make my connections. Um,
right.
yeah, with my own life and make sense of them and everything. But how long have you known, or how you said you're just a baby into all of
Maybe
this?
I just met you in 2022, Veronica.
Okay.
And not even the beginning, like towards the end, like really. And so,
Yeah, I saw, okay, oh, I know how we met on Telegram with what's the name again? From the Orion.
yeah, the
What's
consciousness war.
yeah, consciousness, what again?
Consciousness war
Yeah,
with Jermaine.
with Jermaine, because I had been seeing Jermaine for a long, long time, like since 2018.
Wow.
And then I met you, Lady Erika, and then oh my gosh, and then you sent me one of your videos on vision boards. And
Oh.
I fell in love with her and Terry right away. Terry Smith.
Oh, that's neat.
And then the year before that, I said, hey, the last year I just made a vision board for me, and that's when put all kinds of pictures, like what I wanted for the future, the house, the truck, you know. I even took pictures of me. I even at that time I was watching Lucifer in the
Me
show,
too. Yeah, I used
and
to
I
watch
put
that show.
I took a picture of him on my phone, a screenshot. I went to Walgreens and I put it up. I'm like, ooh, I want a man like that.
That
And then
show
me,
actually had some good information in it, I thought, but
yeah, I
when they
did
started
because
singing, I was like, no, I'm not watching this. I'm not gonna watch an episode of you guys doing a fucking musical. That's not
oh
happening.
no, that I didn't. I don't. I'm very careful what I listen to as far as the music, because Disney,
No.
believe me, it has shit. Yeah. But anyway,
They were
Lucifer
scraping the
was.
bottom of the barrel, like, hey, let's just do whatever you guys want. Who wants to produce this episode? That they were losing their minds. It was stupid.
I did. I did coincide with him because he was he, he had lost his mother, his father, some shit was going down with Lucifer, and then he's like had to get a psychologist. He was like addicted to sex as well. He had sex with a psychologist too, and it's like I could see him as me when he was saying, "What are these feelings? Why am I crying?" Like because I'm so emotional because I am a star, right? We all are, but some people have more hard heart programming that they can't let themselves feel. And that's how, well, we were just talking about this, Chad, with Victoria Plank 2 days ago. And it's like, what's why am I so emotional? Like why, and that's where Victoria and I were talking and saying you need to let yourself feel because that's your true self coming in to let you know. And she was talking about how the father here is the brain, the upper atmosphere. The mother is the womb, and for men it's the solar plexus, and then the baby that is formed, whether it's a child or whether it's a what is it, like a new thing you want to do with your life, it becomes wisdom. All three of them become wisdom because we were talking about how I see three people in me, and I see, and because I had, a dream, flashback, dream vision, or whatever you're gonna call it, that I was flying into, this really weird highway, and just my body was flying in. And when I stood on top of the freeway system, this light shone, and three people emerged, and it was a guy with long red hair and a beard, and he had a baseball cap. He was dressed in denim. That to me looked kind of like Joseph, right? Maybe. The female was all gothic with black makeup, the whole black leather, like one sleeve off, real beautiful thin lady. And then the little boy comes to me, and he looks just like my son when he was little, military crew cut, white complected with denim jean material, like the same denim that I painted his room that had little rocks in the paint. He came to me and he gave me a bill. And now Victoria wants me to draw them, Chad, by the way, but I don't know how to draw very well, but I'll try it. And the bill had a 5 in each corner, 5 on the top here, 5 on the bottom, 5 here, 5 here. And then it had a circle in the middle. It was maroon and a star. So he gave it to me. And that's when we're like, what? She said, I also have 3 beings in my heart that I see. And to me, that is the Trinity. To me, I said. And to her, she was describing how, the 3, the father, mother, and the child make one, and it's like wisdom. Yeah. Have you ever heard of that, Erika?
Gonna say I'm not sure if I heard of it, but it resonates. So it just that feels good. Yeah.
Yeah. She says some people see 4 people in their heart. So,
Wow.
so I told her, you got to come to do another interview. I said, because she's gotten more downloads too, and just what she calls downloads, and she's just really excited. And a lot of people, like I said, they're still waking up to themselves, right? So what's for dinner? Just kidding.
It's 10:30 where I'm at. We had dinner already.
Oh, girl, I'm sorry, it's so late.
Burritos.
Burritos. What kind?
Bean.
Yum.
Nothing fancy.
I love
The only
beans.
thing fancy was I put Creole seasoning on top of it.
Ooh, I like
I got some new
that.
Creole seasoning from, I don't know, Zataran or whatever. That stuff is good. Put that ish on everything. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
it is good.
Anything else? Because it's kind of late for you, isn't it?
You know, and
It's 7:30 here.
I don't think normally it would be that effect, but I don't know, when I came back from that conference, I really felt like I had been doing the most or something. I don't know, it was so weird. I felt like I did so much. I mean, all that sitting on the beach was so hard, you know. It was a lot.
I'm like, really? No, I
There
love
was
the
a
beach.
lot going on all around you energetically, though, you know. So that's the thing.
Yeah, it really
And it started
was.
before you even arrived. You said it was hit there.
It
All
started
your little,
before.
you know. So yeah.
And those beaches, those are quartz. The sand is made out of quartz. It's, you know, so it's known for that. It's beautiful. I did get my feet in there. Um, yeah, and when I got back last night, you know, as soon as I got back, like 4, I'm like, I went to go pick up peacock feathers. My sister's like, what the heck are you doing? Are you outside walking? And then the next time she asked me, well, what are you doing now? I was like, oh, I was trying to get into the library. The library is closed. Ended up going to Goodwill, ended up going to all these, like a bunch for somebody who just came back home, right? And I'm just like, I said, I got a lot of energy. I'm like, oh, I'm just moving
Oh,
around.
I
I'm doing
just
all this.
felt it. I just felt.
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps all over. I feel it.
And I had to pass out last night. Like I just kept, I was like, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do this. And I was like, wait a minute, why don't you go to sleep? Because you're sleepy. And I could not make myself go to sleep. So I'm going through a lot. I feel
That's
like
how
I'm
I
going
felt.
through a lot.
That,
Like, I
it's
don't know whether to
amazing.
sleep. Yeah. I don't know whether to stay awake, be asleep, take a drink. I don't know.
Take a poop. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely make sure you take a poop. Yeah, because I need to get back to my protocol too. Alexa's protocol. Is it Alexia? Eisenhower's protocol? Because I just got my is it the tablets, is it mugworts or wormwood? Wormwood. I just got the
Wormwood,
wormwood.
yeah. I ran
Right.
out of wormwood and the cloves and the walnut. I just ran out this week, and I'm like, gosh darn it. But I still have a little bit of that black seed oil, Chad, that you sent me, and I've been taking that. That stuff works.
Put that
Take
ish
it.
on everything. What? The black seed
How do
oil.
how do you take it though? That's what I was curious. I was like, man,
Me,
I'm
I
sitting.
just get a
Yeah.
tablespoon and put it in my mouth, and then take a shot of coffee or water.
You know, you
Okay.
can make a lemon tea in the morning too, and you can mix it into your tea and do it that way too.
But won't the acidity take over the black seed oil though?
I was never told that. I mean, the recipe that I had was mix it up in some lemon tea in the morning, and
Yeah.
I mean, it still did its job. I mean, I know the evidence of that.
And Chad also sent me turpentine, and I still have to take that one because I have half a bottle left. But I've drank more of the
Yeah.
black seed oil than, but the wormwood that you're talking about mixed with clove and
Black woman.
yeah, that stuff works really good. They sell that at Sprouts, and you just take a shot of each, like one full droplet, and in a shot glass with another full droplet of all the 3 combined. Woo!
New one too. It's a 12 herb, right? Okay, so it has the walnut, clove, ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, apple, casa. Man, there's this other word that I want to ask you about. There's another word. No, I don't see it now. Cassia, fennel seed,
Could it,
peppermint leaf.
could it be acacia?
Ah, it was something special. I got let me see, which one did this say? Oh, this one says something. I'm greedy. When I find out about a supplement, sometimes I just I get kind of. Let me find out. I didn't even get the thing that I thought that I wanted.
Oh no. You went like, ooh, I
I
gotta order
got too
that.
excited and yeah, I was probably just all over the place. Interesting. Oh, I don't see it. And I was all excited about it. I've been seeing too, they got honey that you put for eye drops. Honey eye drops.
Maybe it has a manzanilla in there, which is chamomile, because that's what I used to do with when my babies would get like say pink eye. I'd make some tea of chamomile and then you let it cool off a little bit and you use it with a little cotton ball and you put it in their eye.
Yeah. And now they got some type of eye drops with honey
Ooh,
because of the honeycomb shape.
ooh, honey is so good for you guys. Yeah.
And then I saw some moringa eye drops. So anyway, I'm trying stuff because I don't want to keep taking anything from the VA. I'm so paranoid that
Good,
it's
good.
gonna.
Yeah, good. The moringa juice, I used to take that years ago. Moringa is very good.
Chad is so
M-O-R.
sweet and patient.
Yeah, he is. Your turn, Chad.
Oh no, I've had moringa before as well. It's just yeah, in smoothies, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, they got an
Uh,
eye drop though.
oh nice.
So and now they got an eye drop. I was gonna
Either,
ask you about the clove oil because I brought back some clove oil from Egypt, and I'm like, I hadn't started using that yet.
ooh, that even what they say that even that helps with your teeth. You can put some in your, like when it hurts,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
maybe
They're
under
like,
your
be
tongue.
careful, it's very concentrate. So
Nice.
I'm like, ooh, what am I gonna do with it now?
You can use 10 drops, 10 drops in your water, 10 drops, like Chad was saying, in your
True, I
smoothie.
had the clove oil. Hmm.
The clove, okay, the way I was taking it right after the first surgery to take out the crap, my friend Ricky, he bought me from Sprouts, he said, and I still have the bottles. It's Parasite Cleanse, which is the walnut clove, and the other one is the wormwood. And he told me do a droplet full of each, like get a little shot glass and just do it 3 times a day, he said.
So you don't mix it with the MMA and the zeolite.
Not that one, no, not that one. I just use
Yeah.
those three,
Mm.
wormwood, clove, and walnut together. Dang, if that didn't clean me out. It was hard on my stomach though, because he just kept saying you need to do it 3 times a day. And then now Chad is helping me with the calcium I have and the MMS. That's helping with the bone pain. And it's helping a little bit with carpal tunnel.
For the
I still, huh?
vitamin C, I think, right?
Vitamin
Or
C with the MMS that you sent me. Oh,
MMS.
that helps. Let me show it to you. And then my friend Lisa and also Chad sent me some mineral. Hold on, let me show it to you.
yeah, they say this the vitamin C and the MSM together is really good. It can regrow your lungs within a year, but you got to take a lot of it. But it's something that's good for that sort of tissue or something for healing.
What is MSM?
I don't know the extended word of it, but I know it's derived from, I think, from DSMO. Um, And MSM it's like a sulfur almost, I guess. It's a white crystal. It has no flavor, no taste, and it complements vitamin C. Two of them
Okay.
together are stronger than apart, I think.
Oh, I definitely got to see what that's about. Mm,
Yeah. I know the S is probably sulfate. I don't know. But MSM, yeah. And I think it's interesting because DSMO is, and I think it's comes from the reishi mushroom. So I think it's something taken out of the reishi mushroom and used. And the MSM is okay. You can drink it, you can use it, you know, it has the toxicity level of water or something. But the DSMO, it's an interesting thing. You can put DSMO on your skin or something, and it'll permeate every single cell of your body. It says all the way down to your hair follicles. So it's a new way of applying, say, like medicines or something, so we don't have to puncture ourselves. You know, you can just put it on and it'll just carry it through or something. But it's also a way for us to get things topically into our systems and stuff like that, the DSMO. But the thing with it is you can also take it internally. It's an excellent cleanse. It does amazing things, but it goes in odorless, but it comes out smelling like baby puke and sulfur. And you won't know it, but you'll be stinking up a storm and
right.
so the MSM doesn't do that, but the DSMO will do that. Now the DSMO you can use topically though, you know, to get things into certain areas of your body, I think that you want to permeate deep into it. And I think it's good for, like they say, like arthritis and stuff like that.
Wow. Dimethyl sulfoxide?
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Then
DSMO.
methyl sulfomethane?
Yeah, and MSM, and I think is just like the next phase of that. So it's not going to have the odor coming out of you necessarily.
And that's me pretending that I can say those words.
Oh, I know, but you can put it on. It's not a pleasant feeling. I mean, it's like pins and needles a little bit, but it does its
Ugh,
job. Yeah.
nothing extra. So have you, I mean, is this something you would say to deal with ascension symptoms too, or to help ascension in a way?
No, I think your intuition will guide you there. Ascension symptoms, though, I think it's in the food. I think it's just getting your body cleaned up, you know. So anything that's going to
Yeah.
assist in the cleaning or the flowing and the unblock energetically, emotionally, physically, you know, get things flowing in your body, I think is the best thing to do. And I mean, all of that stuff, there's supplements and they're powerful and they'll do certain things. But I wonder if the DSMO would decalcify, you know, something off of you. But I know the turpentine would. But the turpentine is a doctor that does a certain. I'd have to think of her name. The turpentine cleanses and stuff like that. I've waited about 15 years of watching people do those before I tried it, just to see what the long-term effects would be on it.
Very intelligent. They say never be the first to do anything, right?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing turpentine until I see what this is about. But she's cured a lot of people. She was on the medical team for the presidents back in the day. She's a really interesting lady. I got let me look up her name for you. Turpentine doctor, but and there's very few things she's not been able to cure with it. So and turpentine is interesting because it'll go too much of it, it'll kill you, you know, so you got to do a certain amount. And they'd usually put it on sugar cubes, some drops of, saturate the sugar cubes and eat 3 sugar cubes, you know, and do that for like 5 days or something. But it doesn't go through the bloodstream. It goes through your body differently, and it'll, you know, it because it's turpentine, but it'll hit everything and it'll dissolve a lot of the things that need to be taken out, I think.
Look at that. That's that what do they used to call those? You're you're on mute.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff I take. It's
Turpentine.
handmade stuff.
Yeah, Chad, you sent it to me. It's 100% pure gum spirits. Original American made. And then this is the MSM organic sulfur that you sent me. That's
Okay.
for the bone pain that I have. Thanks to the anthrax shot in the military.
Right.
Then we
You're
got
one of
the
the
vitamin C.
people.
Jennifer Daniels is the name of the doctor that does the turpentine. I think that's her right there. I remember her.
Oh.
Jennifer Daniels, and I think she used to be on the medical team for the presidencies and all and that sort of stuff. And then and she was in with a hospital, and when you're in a hospital and a doctor, you're expected to prescribe a certain amount of prescriptions, otherwise you get in trouble. And so all of her none of her patients were coming back because she was using the turpentine, so she ended up getting fired and stuff like that. But she still continues the therapies and has all the information available if needed. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that could help, and it depends on what's blocking your body and keeping you from the ascension, But I think it's just really, what's that?
The black seed. She got the.
Oh, nice, yeah.
100%
You could do
cold
is probably
press
just sleep, nap, and relax, right?
black cumin seed oil. What was that?
I said the best thing for ascension is probably rest, sleep, and nap. I mean, it's the hardest thing to do.
Water.
And lots of water, but water with salt, yeah. So you electrolyte it.
Then my friend Lisa Weaver sent me mineral complex with trace minerals because I told her I was going. I urinate like 10 to 12 times at night, and then I didn't want to you lose all my minerals. And she sent me this, and Chad also sent me one that's, I can't find it, Chad. I'm like, oh, it's trace minerals, but liquid form. And all of a sudden, I gotta ask those darn gremlins to bring it back to me because it's not in the same.
Probably in your fridge.
No, I don't put it in the fridge. Okay, this one I bought last 2 months ago, and it's called thyroid. Okay, thyroid strength, maintain health, thyroid balance and function with zinc, selenium, and I already take 2 pills of selenium every day anyway. This one's copper, iodine, and L-tyrosine. And this one, Jessica, what's her name? Jessica Rubber Starlet had sent me a video that I shared with Chad. I don't know if I shared it with you. Oh, there's Sophie. Sophia. When you're on your phone a lot, it robs you of because I'm getting better now because I had to take levothyroxine, but the thyroid stuff, it robs you of iodine when you're on your phone too much and copper.
So wasn't there somebody saying, like, when I was listening to this about the iodine, it's like with the doctors blaming the thyroid for it because it's only responsible for producing 30% of your needs in your body. And so and they said what they've done is they've removed the iodine where we normally get it, which is our food. And so now we have iodine deficiencies, and they're calling it thyroid problems, so it does mess up the thyroid, but then they start prescribing you the thyroid medication to get more. But what you need to be doing is the supplement or getting.
Yeah, this supplement is
iodine, right?
By Mega Food.
I have it.
You do? Thyroid strength, good. Because I just barely started, like I'm almost done with it, but now my son and I share it because they've targeted him with the hair loss as they did me.
Oh.
Isn't that weird? And then there's a tea that I drink. I was drinking it every day for 3 months, but now I'm like taking it every 3 days because I'm so tired of taking it. But that helped to remove cancer, and it's called sour sop, but the tea, okay? It has like all these leaves that I put in, and I boil, and I drink it in the morning before I eat my food. So this one is unrefined sour sop oil, but this one, supposedly they say you can put it in your makeup, like in your creams, but I take it. So either you take some drops at night or in the morning, of this soursop, and it says it contains vitamin, okay, 100% organic soursop, graviola, guantaraba, anona, muricata oil. Usage: apply a few drops to clean dry skin. It has vitamin A, all kinds of stuff here. Vitamin A, B, and C. Deeply moisturized. It's an antioxidant rich for skin renewal. You can put on your skin, your hair, but what I do is I take it. I just drink it. It says it's organic, so why not?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. They say soursop is an amazing, like a cancer busting
Yes, that's what
supplement.
it
Like
says.
it's like the secret formula for
Oh, wow.
That's what they
the
say.
cancer formula. Yeah.
That and getting rid of the sugar intake. So I already told you guys, but I'm so grateful. Like, I'm not gonna need the surgery right now. Like, I'm done with
Oh,
the
wow.
surgeries. And a lot of people are saying, well, why don't you sue the doctor? You know, he did this to you. He sent you home necrotic. He did this to you. And I'm like, guys, I am just happy to be alive.
Say the name of the drug again?
Oh, this
No,
the sour sauce.
no. The one that you said he sent you home taking.
No, he sent me home necrotic, meaning I
Oh
smelled
no, like
death,
with necrosis.
black.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it was black. And then I had to have, like I said, I've had a total of 3 surgeries, 2 blood transfusions. It, I, man. So right now, the thing is completely closed, but I need what they call lymphatic massages. And I know Chad helped me with the massage, but now they want me to do physical therapy with lymphatic, but they're not going to have any availability till September. And I feel like bubbles, like bubble up the way the skin comes back. So weird. And then with the muscle, I feel everything coming back. And the worst, the longest thing that's taking is the upper glutes to, because that's how you bend over, you lift your legs. You should have seen how many months it's only been a month that I'm able to put my socks and my shoes on. So this has been a long journey, but I can feel like a like bubble. I don't know how to explain it, man. And they say that I gotta get lymphatic massages. There's like a dent, like if you look at my bottom, it just feels like it looks like if an asteroid had hit it and there's a huge dent like that from
Like
the
a crater type thing.
yeah, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, like my body, our body is so awesome. You just keep loving it and keep listening to it. And at night, if you just start telling yourself, I trust my body to take care of me when I'm gone in the astral. My astral is going to, I'm going to take care of myself. It's okay. That has been helping me with PTSD lately because I don't, I get, I get triggered when I have to leave my body because the things that can happen here to your body, they can actually take you and freeze time and stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm just gonna just keep trusting myself and trusting my body, trusting my mind, my organs, saying thank you to all your organs, saying thank you to your blood, DNA, asking your protons and neutrons to make new ones, new healthy ones. Just loving loving all of you inside and out. Like not needing, not wanting to buy into the Kardashian Barbie thing where you have to have this type of body, that type of body. Being there with the ladies last night was like, wow. They half of them all had their, you know, their body worked on and big old butt, no stomach, big old boobs, no fat on them, their chin done, you know, and I used to joke to my daughter when she was little, hey mama, when I'm 60 years old, I'm gonna have a facelift, look. And she's like, no, mom, you're scaring me. And now I'm like, I don't know. I just it's scary because of what happened to me, you know? And some men do like the natural look. Other men like the plastic. To each its own, but I am not here to please anyone.
Oh my goodness.
That's
I
not
don't
fair,
want.
girl.
No, I'm just about to say, like, what men really like don't have nothing to do with 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 all those appendages. Usually, like when people really care about those outside appendages like that, that's compensating for something hidden that's wrong with them. And I know a lot of, well, I'm not gonna say I know a lot of whatever. I think sometimes.
Just say it. Just say it.
No. I'm just gonna say this, like for women, right? We think, oh, well, he only likes girls that are like this. And if you are looking at someone and they only like girls that are like this, so be it. If they don't want you for what you kind of got, what you got, trust me, that girl with all the appendages, like there's just a different energy match on that person. They're going to end up with the woman who she's more concerned about money and what, she's going to be concerned with her own things. He's going to be concerned with his own things. And those people are going to be their own energy match. And so be it. I don't know. Men like, other parts of your body. Some men focus on these and some people focus on those and some of, like whatever it is, it's going to be the match for you. But I guess I always just, think this too now. There's going to be somebody, I always heard this before. There's going to be somebody who thought that you hung the moon. You know what I mean? And you want that person that's like, oh my God, my baby's so cute. Look, she farted. You know what I mean? You want somebody who's just in love with you for being who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I know we were in Egypt once, and Ramses, these men, right? They create these statues of the women, and you want somebody who
The
loves
one
you
with the
so
three
much.
boobs. The one with the three boobs.
But you want someone that loves you so much that they would make a statue of you because they just love you. You know what I mean? And I think we're just kind of missing it sometimes. Trying to make the wrong person want you, And it's like, you know what? Be patient.
That reminds me. Sorry guys, real quick. Chad, it reminds me of the dream that I had last night of Chad and me in the ring. That actually means that I've accepted the male part of me has accepted the female part of me. That makes sense. I mean, I could look at that dream that way too, right? Because of the experience I had last night with these women. And it's like, I asked myself, do I really want plastic surgery in the future? Oh, scary. Why? Just accept yourself for who you are. I don't know. It was a weird dream looking for the ring and Chad was there and these two people remotely.
There are people in love with a person that's in a wheelchair. You've seen that, right? Like, so, I don't know. Someone loves you regardless. Like, even when you're sick, they love you.
Oh, I'm going to cry. Thank you.
Yeah. I have a friend and she was having a really hard time with that because she has lupus and her husband ends up having to do a lot for her. And it's like, do you not feel like you're worth it? You know what I mean? Like you've actually found a true love and you're actually worthy of that.
My family came together, like my mother, my middle sister, my daughter, my son, Chad, Lisa, you, Erika, you were there for me all the time. Heather, a lot of people that I can mention that I never thought were going to be there for me because I felt like a nuisance. Like I felt like a burden when I first got that, oh, you have stage 3, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't care, but being in, I don't care, meaning I don't want to get scared. I don't want to cry about it. But being in this situation taught me that you guys really fucking love me and my family, like those people that were here on a weekly basis. My sister helping me clean, my mom cooking for me, my son, my daughter walking Lola, you know, me being in the fucking hospital for like almost all of December and part of January, you know, you like I was finally able to clear the mirror of, am I not worthy enough? Am I not good enough? Why do I feel like I have to keep doing things for people? Because it has to do with the abuse of my inner child when I was a child in real life and a teenager and when I was married, you know, all this abuse. So now when everybody came to help little me meaning as I didn't feel worthy of having my house clean, my sheets washed, my socks put on, lifting my legs because I couldn't lift them to help me get dressed. I couldn't even fucking put on my underwear or the diaper. I had to wear fucking diapers, you guys, because of what they did in surgery. So Chad knows. I mean, you guys know. It's just you have to come to this something. I'm just saying, don't give up on yourself, please. Don't, you guys that are listening, don't give up on yourself because you are worth it. And you don't gotta do shit. You ain't gotta do shit. Just love yourself and love others and be yourself. Like, stop wearing those masks. Stop, you know, like the channel that I had, Unchained Hearts, unchaining your hearts. Keep unchaining all those chains that are on you. Keep on taking off the masks, you know, and be yourself. And that's what is the hardest thing on this planet, because a lot of people say, oh, well, you're so special. You just love too much. You must have autism. And then they label you as autistic. And it's like, no, that just means I'm unconditional love, B. You know? And you can't see that. You hate that part of it. Some of you guys hate the innocence. And that's why they hurt the children here.
They mock it. Yeah, they mock it.
Yeah,
they mock it.
Yeah, and they want to put you in this box.
Why are you so happy?
Why are you so happy?
Why do you cry?
Yeah, why are you
Don't
crying?
let people see you cry. Don't let, you know. I had someone tell me that too.
Well, yeah, because you were in the army too. Remember all that programming? You have to be hard.
Oh, yeah. This wasn't in the army though, but yeah.
Well, you couldn't cry in the army.
My mom mocked me a lot for crying, but
My mom
I
too.
think crying is my superpower.
Yeah.
It's one of them. Because I have the ability to shed tears for strangers and shed tears for the world. And I get to cry out on the behalf of others. So yeah, I consider that a superpower.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday with that song, I'm Going Home, I felt so happy because I'm going home. Going home. But I'm not done. But I'm going home when I'm ready. When all is said and done.
My cat is scratching on the door. Sorry.
Oh, how cute. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, my cat's here too, and the other cat, I don't know where. But because right, Chad, like you're taught as a child that, you know, in the churches and in the cultures that you were talking about, like you have to do this in order to be worthy. You have to, you know, obey all the time. And like Victoria was saying, she was like having to wear all these masks for other people in order to be accepted, and now she can finally be herself.
Yeah.
Are you still good, Chad? Or are you falling asleep?
No, I'm still good. I didn't get much sleep last night, but I'm
that's right.
Fine. No, I'm
333 333
Yep.
What are you drinking?
You know, what do you call those when it's the lemon ice?
Peaches?
Italian ice.
Oh yeah.
Mango flavor, melted.
Yum.
With some wine.
Oh, I was gonna say you're drinking wine.
And some sangria on top of it, and so it's like nice and melted and
yum.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I do weird stuff.
That sounds nice, yummy. I used to buy a lot of those um, Italian ice, like when my kids were young, and they loved the Italian ice from Costco. I don't know if they still have it, but now the best ice cream and gelato is in Italy.
Never
Well,
had any
guys,
of
I
that.
guess we can call it a night because I like doing these shows, long ones, because some people need it. Like I always like to listen to people sometimes, like maybe I don't see it because they're not on, like they do podcasts on YouTube and I'm like, oh, this sounds like a good show. Like
Yeah.
keep my day, I'm doing my books or I'm cleaning and either I'll listen to techno or I'll listen to some of these podcasters, on you or even you, Erika, on YouTube and stuff. You had some great people on there. You had this lady that was drawing pictures of the super soldiers, and I said, "Oh, well, maybe she wants."
Sybil.
Huh?
Sybil is amazing.
Yeah, maybe she can be on a show one time.
Yeah. She was an art major. She goes through, she doesn't she's definitely an observer and she doesn't pick a side on things. She's like she wants to know what information you have and she just deals with things in a beautiful way, very kind in a beautiful way.
Yes.
And she doesn't want anything and she sends people these beautiful pictures of themselves,
Oh, that's so
And she
sweet.
writes her little articles on Substack. She taught me about Substack.
Chad, maybe the things that don't fit in the book because they're too long or whatever, or too whatever, maybe you can put them on a Substack. That's excellent idea, Erica, because what's her name? Carrie Cassidy has Substack, and I'm like, what's
She
Substack?
does. It's really
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Hey, they told
A
me
good
she's
time
gonna.
because Substack is still growing.
Yeah, someone told me, she goes by SAD, which she's gonna be on our show. She said that Carrie Cassidy was coming to Tucson, but I haven't found any information on that on the web.
I looked too and I couldn't find any.
And she didn't even mention in the conference either. It would be
No,
nice.
but she is going on a few tours coming up, I think, from her website that maybe it could be maybe she was considering Tucson and it's in and then it just hasn't been announced yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep checking.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm gonna call it a night for now because I gotta eat my dinner. And my son is here today, so
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I want to spend time with him.
I'm
And
glad you had him. I'm glad you have him with you.
me too. He's awesome.
Yeah. It's really nice.
I love you guys. Thank you for being on, and please let everybody know where they can reach you, and then I will write everything down after the video is up, and we will come together again soon. Cosmic Mama, where can you be reached?
Well, I got my link tree. And
Yes.
so if you go to link tree, let's see, how do you do it?
Isn't it First Lady Erika Woman?
No. If you go on Linktree, it's however you do like LINKTR, then .ee, then / the Cosmic Mama. So if you ever been on Linktree,
Okay.
just go to my Linktree, like Linktree, and it just go on there.
Too. Yeah, because you're the one that got me on that, and Super Soldier Lady Talk helped me to bring it up.
Yeah, when you get out and about, you got to get Dot next time. Dot has the bracelet, so when people want to know your information, they can put their phone next to your bracelet and upload. But we got a lot of people who they got really old phones they can't upload. Yeah, or they have a QR code and it'll go to but Linktree does that too. You can start putting the QR code on your table or Like we got our t-shirts. Next time I'll bring my t-shirt. But we got our flued out t-shirts with the QR code on the back. So when me and Terry wear our
Dang.
t-shirts, people can
Chad, you
wham.
guys, we gotta
Like,
do that for next year.
yeah, girl. Get our QR codes ready, and we got our flued out t-shirt. And you tell him he can do his, and then maybe my t-shirt's hanging in the closet. Let me see.
Okay.
We have to find a nice t-shirt though, because I'm really picky about how it feels. Like it has to be a nice quality t-shirt, and then do
Maybe
some kind of
100% cotton.
combed cotton or something like that. But I'll research it, because I keep thinking of the t-shirt thing, especially with Tom and you and such. And
And you.
but I don't want to do just the typical printed on the mug to print it on a t-shirt that's like SpongeBob SquarePants, all cut out. Like I want something that feels good, that you enjoy wearing, and nothing that's going to be a real gaudy,
Yeah.
to anything like that. But it would be nice to but I have to learn more about what she was saying about putting your information and then getting it onto a square or something, and then putting it onto the clothing.
Yeah. Oh, look at how pretty.
Oh, that is nice.
Dude,
So
out.
this is Terry,
Oh wow, look at that.
and there goes Jonathan,
Oh,
and then that's me and me on the other side. So
love it.
it's like our intro for the flued out. On the intro of the show, we're flying in.
I love it. And the QR code is on the astronaut. Going like that.
He's dabbing, right?
Hell yeah.
So,
I love it. I love it. That is
That is
so
nice.
cute.
yeah.
Pins
Good.
and
This was my
satin.
idea. Someone on Fiverr did the cartoon for us, but I was like, no, make us like sexy space ladies.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. My goodness. You did that? Like it was your idea?
Yeah, that was my idea. And then so on our little thing, our logo, it doesn't have this on it. But when I was on Canva, I added that to it. And
Oh,
then
Canva?
yeah, and so then he had these letters, and I just did this part. This comes from Canva,
So
the
it's
little astronaut. And then I just took the QR code and I was like, oh, let's just squeeze it in here. I'm like you, I'm just adding stuff to it.
yes.
like, okay.
What I
So,
want,
yeah.
I want a shirt that'll say Codebreaker Real Talk and then Super Soldier and then like QR code in the O or some shit,
It would be neat if it was like a patch, like
Yeah,
a
like
military patch or something, and your QR code and a military patch. That would be neat, actually.
and in the back, Unchained Hearts, baby. Like
Yeah.
it's like Codebreaker Real Talk, Unchained.
Creativity
I
for
have all
this.
these ideas. What?
Erica's got the creativity for this part of this. She's got this.
Yeah.
What does that say? Gildan?
Gildan, it's not like a horrible, it's not like because this is a pretty thick quality shirt. It's pretty neat, actually.
100% cotton?
Let's see. It
Is
has
it
to
made
be,
in
right?
America? Those are little things I was curious. I'm trying to find a company made in America cotton.
Oh my God, does it say made in Haiti? I can't see.
Oh,
I don't care if it has polyester blend, as long
They
as it
can't
fits.
make anything in Haiti, do they?
yes.
100% cotton, made in Haiti. Interesting. I never even knew that before. That's not bad though, right? I don't know.
I love it. I really do.
Maybe we're supporting Haiti. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brushed. You like the really soft kind.
Yeah, I do. I'm very picky with textures. If it feels rough, I won't wear the clothes.
Me too. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Ooh.
It's not too cheap. It's one of the ones at least the neck doesn't get all
Yeah, I don't like the
stretched
ones.
out.
Yeah.
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 Turn
So-
more around. Turn more around so I can see the.
I don't know
I
what you
wonder.
can see. I don't know what you can see.
I like it. I like the color too.
Yeah, I didn't want black. I didn't want because then black will fade, and I didn't want white because then white,
I like that color.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Everybody got some just now. Just woo.
Hey,
They're
we're
gonna be
just
like,
selling
get the crazy
shirts.
lady, don't bring her back anymore. Mhm.
But
Don't
Chad,
bring the crazy.
I was
They're
just
gonna
letting
say, don't.
everybody know we're just selling shirts here.
Yeah.
gotta show something.
Hey, use what you got, baby.
Yeah,
I don't know who watches your show. There might be someone out there.
I know. Yeah.
you never know. I mean, I always talk about this ever since I found out that there was 5.4K views on one of Chad and Tom's and I's video. And then I posted it on my YouTube post. And then I looked at it again a minute later and there's 34 views. I'm like, how could that be? Because I'm a back channel.
I've been literally watching and watched it go up 15 and then watch it go back down.
They don't want us to be popular, Ro, you know? But the right people will watch our shows and maybe there's somebody out there for all of us. You never know.
The CIA
But that,
watches us,
you know,
the FBI watches us, and who else watches
CIA.
us?
Ooh.
Nice. What is this?
Oh, nice. I
This
love
lady,
that.
she's the best. It's a party. I said this is
I like it.
full disclosure now after hours. This is what we look like. Oh my God.
Nice.
I love it.
I can't even do what that lady just did. I'm so lame.
I'm gonna take like 5 different costumes because I love dressing up.
You know what? Just wear the costume the whole time. Yeah. Next time, yeah, it's gonna be unspeakable. Yeah, it's gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe they came in there. They were like 10 feet tall. They were just
I'm on stilts, baby.
yeah, let's get it going. Now that we know what we're doing.
Yes, I can't wait. I mean, there's always, because Chad was saying, Veronica, how come there's empty chairs? And I'm like, it's always like that with the conferences because they're so freaking expensive.
Well, you know, and then it was confusion. So there was confusion, and then it wasn't like, we just started the planning for this in January or so. You know what I mean?
I'll be
And
back.
then when did it go public? Really like public, or maybe about February, March. And
Yeah.
10 tickets maybe went on sale in April. And then you had so many, conferences going on because we went to Journey to Truth in May. And then there's also some people went to Mount Shasta at the same time. Then,
Okay.
so it was then it was like, are they doing it? Are they not doing it? Okay, then it moved back 1 week. So I think now the quality of the presentations, I think next year that it's going to be a blowout. I think it's the first year it happened. It's ground floor, it's brand new. And anybody who's in it now from the ground floor, I mean, it's just going to grow because it was a beautiful thing. And I think also too, the energy that Brian brings, the energy that Brian and Ida and Drago and everybody who was in that just different, coordinated differently than I ever saw before. I just think it's going to be great. Yeah, there was a lot of seats. I was worried at first, but everybody was positive, and I was like, everything is okay. like, oh my.
And like you said in the beginning, you said no social media posting, or is that what I heard you say? Or
well, there wasn't. Because it wasn't. The planning only started in January, and then the committee split.
Okay. No,
In February, March, the committee was split. And then in March, Brian took the reins, and then now, it moved back 1 week, and it was like, well, this person says, well, this person ain't going, I'm not going. It was that, that kind of, there was some divisiveness of, you know, when some people dropped off the committee, then it was like, well, I'm not going because they're not going. So, you know, and then someone you know, people telling their version of the story. And so it became, you know, a little confusing. And
Mhm.
so I'm sure some people didn't think it was going to happen at all, but it happened and it worked and it came off really well. I was impressed, you know, because I tell you, I came in there and I saw some empty seats and I was like, oh my God. But it's like, wait a minute, no, there's another room. There's people at the pool. There's some people at the beach. Some people are watching online. So, you know.
Yeah.
But I think now next time there'll be way more people are going to plan for this. And people should plan for this because this is great. It actually was so great being there.
Yeah.
Well, you
Look at
definitely have the charisma and pull to pull in the right speakers. What
The
was that?
charisma. I would have never thought that the people and the subject, it was such a good mixture. That's all I can say. It's really hard to describe, you know. And I saw some people, I mean, I really just was meeting people that I've never met before, never listened to any of their content before. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. This was amazing. And
Yeah, me too.
everybody, you know, if you got two people in the audience and everybody just gets up there and does their job as if they're talking to 200 people, you know. Not to say
Yeah.
that all of them were like that, not to even portray that, but I'm just saying the way that people got up there and they just did their thing. And then, okay, then more people come and more people come. And then some of us are trying to split because we like both of the people speaking. So I'm trying to do 45 minutes at this person's and then run into the other room to go do that person. So it was tough to make some of these decisions on who you were gonna watch.
yes.
Yeah. What's this shirt?
This one was the one that Jake Ellie stole from me. Our Lady had done the Thor hammer for me, and it was supposed to say Code Breaker Real Talk. And it was
One that has
supposed
the
to have,
Celtic symbol.
yeah, it has a Celtic symbol. That's the symbol for my code breaker. And here we got some dragon stuff going on. And it was supposed to say Code Breaker Real Talk here. And then Veronica Bartolini, because he had me sign my signature. And then on the left side, it's supposed to say Super Soldier, but it didn't happen. This was by Bella Plus Canvas, Heather CVC, USA Strong, Chad. And it's 100% cotton. See here, let me see. Canvas, you can see it.
How does it feel though?
I like the way it feels. It feels soft.
Okay.
Mm.
It's nice. I mean, I just can't believe these people could be like so hateful to steal my shit. You know? It's like, and what I talk about the CIA love bites, head games, and handlers, right? For the book, Chad, that he's helping me with. It's like they're sent to you to infiltrate you, and then they have to do something for you. Like they always say, oh, I feel like I have to do this for you. And then they buy you something, or oh, I feel I have to give this to you, or I feel like something's telling me I have to help you with this and that. But then they take from you.
Mm.
And then they tell everybody that you're crazy and don't listen to her, and or they make fun of you. And it's like, because maybe they have Jake Illy, he had something going on with his daughter that he was not allowed to see his daughter, that he was going to court for. And there's another friend of his that told me, yeah, that's true. So they have to like kind of do something so they can get their daughter back, or they can get, you know, their their life okay, to get a job, like because they've been in some kind of criminal thing, so that they can reestablish themselves in the civilian community, you know.
Mm.
That's what I found out. They're sent to infiltrate you, make you believe certain things that are going to happen, and then, you know, make you fall apart. Like they it's an MK Ultra thing along with, you know, the drones and shit. So gotta be careful who you trust, who you friend, who you go out with for dinner or lunch or coffee, or who you meet at the supermarket. Hey, oh, well, how do I know you weren't sent?
Definitely, it's a sign when people are too quick to want to be like, I want to be your best friend.
I'm lonely. I'm gonna go.
I love everything about you.
Yeah, I love everything about you. Oh my gosh, you're so gorgeous. Like, you don't even know me, fool.
There you go.
True.
That guy from 48 Laws of Power, he said if people walking up to you like that, that means they really hate you. If they're just like it's just too over the top, they're just too assertive, like wanting to be involved in your life, like too much. Like, I want to be your best friend. Chad. I was kidding. He's like,
I read that book too. Yes, I know she's
oh yeah.
What?
Is that Power versus Force?
I was listening to him speak the other day too, and he was saying that it's really difficult to change habits in your 20s, even harder in your 30s, even harder in your 40s, and impossible in your 50s. So we're going to see if we can prove him wrong. But
we about to prove him wrong.
Yeah, because
we're changing daily.
Talked about we can change at any age, you know, Dr. Joe Dispenza, and you just got to put the work into it. But will we do that? I don't know. He may be right, but he was claiming that we can't, you know, change our habits after 50. So we'll see. But I am reading his books too.
What's the name of the book? I Want to Be Your Best Friend. Is that the name of the book?
48 Laws of Power.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 48 Laws of Power. That's what Tom said. Tom Alpaus told us to read that book.
Yeah.
All the elite have to read it or something.
Is that also Power? Is Power versus Force? Is that the same guy? Or is that David Hawkins or something? Just got to be listening to Power versus Force. That's the other guy. That's Hawkins. That's the guy with the
Stephen Hawkins or something.
Yeah, Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, I think so. And then
I just did that one on the plane. I could definitely use to do that one again because there was a lot of really good stuff in that book. Power versus Force. Yeah. Like I listened to the audiobook on the plane.
Okay.
That's David Hawkins. David, yeah.
Like that gentleman was that was speaking at the conference. I don't think you saw him, but you'll see him on the rewind.
Who?
Danian Brinkley was Saved by the Light, the guy that was hit by lightning and everything like that. I got his book.
I didn't even see him.
Yeah, he's really good, but I got his book on I just got his book from the Audible or whatever, you know, Audible.
You guys have to get this one.
Robert Greene is the 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah, Robert Greene. Robert Greene's amazing.
You guys have to get this book, The Book of the Law, Baphomet. What do you think the Catholic Church is? Look at this. It's a winged dove in the middle, the glass in a circle, and it says Baphomet in the bottom. And it's by Aleister Crowley, and it's the Book of the Law inspired. And there's some truth there.
Yeah, I definitely think you cannot be afraid to read Aleister Crowley or whatever, because you have to know all things, right? You have to know, you know, if you don't recognize symbols that are dark symbols, if you don't recognize what's being used against you, you know, what good? You know, you need to recognize all things around you.
This one too, the Magdalene manuscript.
And I think we're heading towards those times where we'll be able to do that. We'll recognize who's who and what's what around us. But we have a journey to get there, but they say that's what we're going to be. In the end, that's what's going to be like. We'll know, we'll be able to look and see and tell.
She made me want to watch Lucifer.
I know. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. So Lady Erica's gonna go watch Lucifer. I'm gonna go finish my Halo.
I'm gonna go walk the dog.
I gotta walk my dog. Oh my gosh, where is she? Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, my son walked her an hour ago. I get to walk her after I eat.
I was gonna say,
So sweet.
bad parents, like, walk the dog. My cat is looking at me like, you are freaking stupid. I need to eat now.
My cat, Kiki.
When he was scratching at the door, I thought he just wanted me to open the door, and he was like, come on.
When they want our attention, they get it. So once
Yo.
again, Katana's here, baby dolls. So no messing around. No messing around. Love you guys. Thank you
Love
for
you
being
too.
on Codebreaker.